Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all doing well. And today, my friends, we're back with a big old Age of Empires 4 tournament. We got some pretty serious talent playing today. Let's get this party started and have some fun. Thank you again for joining. And let's take a look at our top four. So taking a look at the top four for today, we have two players on the bottom side of the bracket who have reached the top four. The top side is still yet to be decided, but we have FTW Cheese facing off against Nerox. So that will be the first match of the day, and we will be jumping in and having some fun. Thank you all for joining. Gonna go ahead and double check and see if the players need any assistance getting the old lobbies open. Both players have added me to the friends list, and very, very good. So we'll be getting started in just a moment. I'm pretty hyped for sure, man. This is gonna be a good one today. Unfortunately, there was all of Microsoft's Age of Empires servers went down like 30 minutes ago. So it did delay the stream a little bit. We were supposed to start like an hour ago, but it is what it is. We've made it here, and yeah, it's good to see you. Hell yeah, man. So somebody in chat asking about Warhammer. I kind of like AoE 4 content, but there's no other great Warhammer YouTuber like Turin. Thank you, man, for the kind words. I will be getting back to Warhammer very soon. Actually, tomorrow we have a Warhammer tournament stream, and over the course of next week, I will be trickling out Warhammer battle videos as well. And when Warhammer 3 does come out, we're going to hit that super, super hard, like daily streams. I'm thinking maybe 2 streams a day. We could do like a 3-hour Age stream and a 3-hour Total War stream. Just go like really, really bananas. I'm super excited for it. Have I seen the Space Marine trailer? Yeah, that was pretty hype for sure. I loved it. I loved it. Mista signed up, but he wasn't able to make it today. He had some work obligations come up. So somebody else can compete for the crown for the week. We'll see what challenger can arise and, you know, maybe do some work. Yeah, it's going to be great, man. So just hang tight. We're going to set up the best of 3 here in just a second. Let me go ahead and get the player names in here. So it is going to be on the left-hand side, FTW Cheese. Got to get his name right. Versus Nerox. Yes. Good. All right, looks great. Let's see if it fits in there. Need to zoom in. Got to get my old monocle so I can actually see. Perfect. And in terms of these scores, got to update those. Unfortunately, the very fancy overlay that we've used for previous tournaments, it gets busted when new patches come out, so we're not going to have that today. So I do have a little bit more of a Walmart scoring system, but it looks all right. It's not like the worst thing in the world. It's not the worst thing in the world. So just bear with us, my friends, and we'll get that going. Yeah, great. So how's everyone doing? You guys doing good? The Space Marine trailer. So there was a game called Space Marine, which was very fun. And the second one is coming out, and they just released a trailer for it, which is pretty cool. I think it was at the Games Awards show that they had. Anyways, we will hang out here and just wait for the players to get started, and we'll go from there. Hope to see some HRE or Delhi. Dude, I just casted a Delhi game, which was very, very high ranked. And it was insane. He was actually able to defeat like a top tier Mongol player. Yeah, you guys will be seeing that soon. Hey, my lovely wife is here in chat. Yes, the Chad Thunder. I love it. I love it. How you doing, darling? Hope you're doing well. Servers are up. Yes, they're back up. So we are back in business. Players are doing their picks and bans right now. So we will spectate as soon as they get into the game. And that will be the beginning of today's glorious, glorious tournament. So got to make sure yeah, it's this gentleman here, Islami. This guy is like, he is still playing Delhi, like high ranked. Yeah, just an absolute Chad. Just dropping by because of Turin. By the way, who is TBD? He is the dreaded to be determined. So we can show you guys the entire bracket for the day as well. We have a little bit of downtime here while the players get their business started. So hang tight and we will switch on over and show you the entire bracket. And it looks like we do have the top side of the bracket almost decided. So hang tight for just 1 second. There we go. I'm pressing all sorts of buttons. The power of technology is here. So this is the bracket so far. On the bottom side, we have FTW Cheese versus Nerox. And up on the top, we have Wham01 facing off against the winner of 3DB and ZG Light. So 3DB is a very, very strong Chinese player. I mean, he's good at a ton of civs, but obviously he was playing China even before they got buffed and was making them work pretty well. But this is the bracket for the day. We had some very, very strong players eliminated quite early, actually. But yeah, quite hyped to see who is going to be making it to the grand finals. So let's switch on back over to the recording and see if they're in the game yet. So switching on up, are they in there? Here's FTW Cheese. Looks like they are in lobby. And let me go ahead and make sure they have no questions about the picks and bans. It's just, yes, no delay. And obs allowed. Good luck, have fun. All right, cool, man. We're all set. Matthew Smith, thank you for the 20. Appreciate the donation, kicking things off with some fireworks. Dude, I really want to show you guys that Delhi replay. I might even just upload it tonight because it's so exciting. Or maybe tomorrow. We'll save it for tomorrow. Want to see the streamer plus wife 2v2 tournament? My money would be on. Oh, does Viper have a wife who plays Age of Empires? Lady Turn is a killer at video games. She's really good. Yeah, she's the Terminator at Heroes of Might and Magic 3. She's also very good at League of Legends. We play League quite a bit together, or we did. It's kind of hard on my hands, so I've been taking a little bit of a break from that. But yeah, she's a very, very good gamer. If anybody would be a weak link in that battle, if it was my wife and I versus Viper and his wife, it would be me. Because like, I'm nowhere near Viper's skill level. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really excited for the Warhammer 3 stuff. Yeah, really, really excited, guys. But we got some time. It's going to be a couple months. I would imagine, though, like, even though the game launches in, what, like 2 or 3 months or whatever for Warhammer 3, I feel like we'll get some hands-on before that. Like, I think that Creative Assembly will give us some early access at some point, and we'll be able to kind of show you guys that goodness. How's the matches going? Good. So tonight we're actually doing a tournament. So I'm just waiting for the players to get in the lobby and get started, and we're going to be jumping in and cast their game. So FTW Cheese, a very, very strong player here in the top 4. He was one of the first gentlemen to actually, I saw do the Horse Archer spam build for the Rus. Yeah, pretty scary for sure. All right, let me go ahead and find him here. It looks like they're in the game, so I need to make sure that the spec slot is open. Hopefully they didn't do that incorrectly. Oh, looks like they're loading into the game, and we'll get this started in just a second. Hey, darling, you'd be surprised if you practiced. Where's Mista? He couldn't play tonight, unfortunately. All right. So, looks like we shall be loading in, so let's do this and switch on over to the correct perspective. I don't have this set up on a button because I'm a potato, but we'll do our thing. Look at that. We have some overlays. It's pretty great, man. Pretty great. So, in game 1, it's going to be... oh my god, it's a Mongol mirror match. You know, the best part about this, though, is that this is getting the Mongol mirror match out of the way. So then we can have a clean series after this. But yeah, very funny. It's going to be Mongols here in the beginning for both sides. Spawning on the northwest corner of the map, it's going to be Genji Nerox. He is going to be Mongols. And on the southeast, it's going to be the Mongols of FTW Cheese. So who will have the more degenerate Mongol build? And for anybody who tells me Mongols aren't top tier, here's some nice evidence for you. They're obviously the first picks for both players in this tournament here. And yeah, it's going great. So Zerpu says, Turin, just watched your newest video where you walled the guys off trade-off route. Yeah, that was a really fun game. I actually played that one last night. Man, yeah. It's wild. Chosen One. The name's good thing YouTube can't speak Czech. Yeah, okay, well, we'll see, man. We will see. So the battle continues on. The OVO is here. The OVO has been set up, and I would imagine the same thing is being done on the other side. Yep, looks like OVOs for both players. Quick lumber. Usually you're going to see... I wonder if somebody's going to do the Spearman Rush right now. Yeah, I have a feeling that will be the case. So Zenson in chat saying, I could smoke anyone in toddler basketball. Yeah, we do have a Mongol mirror match, which is always fun. I mean, I always feel a little bit bad when it's Mongols versus someone else because I feel like the Mongols just have such a huge advantage with all their tools, their free units, their like trade routes. So I'm glad that they deserve each other. And these are blind picks. So today we're doing a slightly different pick and ban system. Essentially what we're doing is that the players will just blind pick every single game, but they can't repeat civs they played. So they can pick the civ based on the map. The pick and ban system, I don't know if it's like super necessary yet because there's only 8 civs. So I'm kind of putting the brakes on that. We're trying a little bit of a different format today. This map is Dry Arabia? No, this is Arabia, I think. It's just a different tile set. So in this game, you can pick different aesthetic tiles, basically, and make it look different. So this is actually Dry Arabia. Yeah. The French are not as dominant as they once were. Still a very, very powerful civ, but for the most part, French aren't like just crushing everybody. The buffs to spearmen and crossbows have made them a lot less effective. Granted, French are still an A+ tier civ, but they're not an S tier civ like the Mongols. I would say before some of the nerfs, French were probably S tier with Mongols, but now Mongols, I think, stand alone at the top of the hill as the strongest civ, like hands down. Now, for the build here of Nerox, he's going to be going for the classic Mongol rush, and this is the build that is circulating the top of ladder. It is the most annoying thing to play against. Basically, Mongols build an early barracks instead of horsemen. They get a bunch of spearmen, and then they tower rush you. And look, both players are doing the exact same thing. I'm telling you, this build is so meta right now. It is just all over the place. Pretty much the past like 3 or 4 games I played against Mongols, this has been done to me. As a matter of fact, I saw some guy on ladder last night who was like, he had just jumped like to the highest elo. He like got to the top 100 super quick. And we have the spearman battle in the forest. Look at this. Who's going to win this very exciting and exhilarating battle? We'll find out. Look at that. Good micro on both sides. Look at that. Almost the exact same micro. That's hilarious. But the Khan's coming in here, and the other Khan is a little bit out of position. So these spearmen could be caught. And will this one spearman go down? It looks like they do. And the 2 spearmen able to get away. More spearmen piling in. The dreaded micro. I feel like I'm watching like a Terran mirror match in StarCraft where basically there's just like a couple Marines like scooting and shooting and dancing here in the beginning of the game. But this is a very, very popular strategy. Do I have a Twitch stream? You already know. I just stream on YouTube, which I don't know. I have a lot of people asking me that. I've thought about Twitch in the past. I really prefer the YouTube community because I feel like I can interact with you guys a little bit better on in chat, right? It's nice. Like, whereas on YouTube, it's mostly spamming emojis and memes and things, and I'm too much of a boomer for that. I like to actually chat with you guys, but I don't know. I don't know, man. So very similar Mongol builds. I'm curious who's going to be kind of backing off first. Is this going to be like one of those, alpha male type contests where they're like, who's going to stop making spears first? Not me. But it looks like here, Cheese may have backed off the spears, and now he's actually getting gold. And yeah, both players are pretty much doing the same thing. However, Nerox is not stopping production of spears. He is still producing double spears with his stone, whereas Cheese has actually stopped here on the southeast corner of the map. So pretty interesting. Can I put up player ranks? No, the overlay is currently down because of the patch. I'm sure the developer will, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure he'll have it fixed at some point. But right after the patches, you run into issues there. So, hey, get back my sheep. Yeah, man, it's good. My favorite Arnold movie? Oh my god, that's really tough. I mean, I really like the Conan the Barbarian series. I'm a big fan of Total Recall as well. And some of his comedic movies are pretty funny as well, like Kindergarten Cop. Terminator 2 is probably one of the most epic ones. Yeah, Terminator 2 is so goddamn cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's tons of great Arnold movies. It's really hard to say. Is this an actual Turin launch tournament? Yes, this is. We've had a lot of tournaments on the channel. This is like the 4th or 5th one that we've had. So the cons are doing a little bit of battle. In terms of spearman count for Nerox, it looks like we do have 7 of those bad boys. It is going to be the Deer Stones versus the Deer Stones. So Deer Stones is usually indicative of aggressive play because it unlocks the YAM network technology, saves you the 250 gold you need to unlock that, and sometimes you'll see trade routes. It depends on the map. Arabia is such like an open, just kind of a skirmishy type map that I think you just have to go aggressive like this. And yeah, look at this, more double spearmen just being produced, and this is just, oh my god. At least it's against Mongols, right? So we don't have to see someone's gold being denied by a bunch of spearmen, but yeah. The archer spearman rush is tough to stop, especially with Mongols, because they have the YAM network, so their archers are faster than yours, and that's why sometimes you can see Mongol archers defeat English longbowmen, because they can close the distance super quick, and the longbowmen can be picked off and swarmed by those units. So, a little bit of aggressive play coming down. It looks like this Khan here is actually taking out the deer camps, maybe preemptively for the expert scouts. I'm not really sure why, but oh, you better watch out with this Khan. Look, we have the Khan duel. So Deer Stone's about to finish here. We have what appears to be 4 or 5 workers on that. 4 on the Deer Stones here. Up here we have a little bit more, I think. It looks like we have 5. So Nerox probably will get to that age a little bit quicker. And the battle continues to rage on. I'm really curious if these players do practice, this matchup a lot. Like, I feel like in tournaments, unless Mongols get nerfed, which I don't think they will for a long time, because obviously, like, we still have to have Delhi fixed, right? So I think Delhi will get fixed, and then after that, perhaps a look will be taken at the Mongols. But I think that this isn't a matchup. I think it's a matchup people need to practice, is essentially what I was trying to say here. So we are in the second age. Let's take a look at the eco. I bet it's very, very different. In terms of villagers here, for Nerox, he is rocking 23, and for Cheese, he's rocking 23. Wow, look at that variance right there. So we got a pasture. A pasture being set up here for the blue Mongols up in the northwest. Do we have a pasture yet for Cheese? It does not look like. It looks like Cheese. Oh, okay. He did set up a pasture, but a little bit of a difference. He did set up his pasture near the Ovo right here, so that is going to be sending the sheep back to the main base. And the Deer Stones are up. It looks like a pretty aggressive attack here. 11 spearmen against quite a few less. However, the TC is lending some supporting fire. But the spearmen for the blue Mongols are slightly outnumbered, but I think the TC is making the difference here. The TC had pretty good range and was able to kind of poke those guys in the flanks. So we got 6 spearmen against what I think is actually 6 now. I think the TC did equalize those numbers. So man, these guys are really aggressive. Like, a lot of times in these like mirror match type situations, people will just kind of take their foot off the pedal, be like, okay, let's just chill out, go back to our base, get our business going. But these guys are just nonstop going at one another, and it is pretty wild, man. Pretty wild for sure. So the hardened Khan pulling back, shooting into ye old spearmen that are over pursuing, but a nice defense there by Nerox. In terms of the score, Nerox slightly ahead, probably because he's got 6 spearmen, and I would imagine that the Cheese Master here does not have as many. It looks like he has 4. So I think that is the slight variance. Look at this. This is the most haggard duel ever. We have the 2 Khans, but the spearmen hiding in the bushes. This is hidden terrain right here. So if we look at the revealed vision, he cannot see these spearmen. Okay, he can. The Khan counts as a scout, so he can actually scout the trees, which is very strong. So it's going to make it hard to ambush the Khan. So looking at the income per minute, you can see here that Cheese is doing quite good on food. A little bit better for sure. We can look at the revealed map and see that he has taken this deer camp, and he's also setting up the Deer Stones, whereas Nerox a little bit more defensive, still working on his pasture economy, setting up the double archery range backed up by a blacksmith. So this is like archetypal Mongols. Who cares about the historical accuracy of Mongols? In this game, Mongols just go infantry and siege equipment. They don't bother with cavalry, although, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't like a massive portion of Genghis Khan's army like actually cavalry? Like something like 80-90%. with like 5 or 10% infantry. Well, not in this game. So the pastures are coming up. We have double pasture economy. It's going to be archer spam backed up by a blacksmith. So the blacksmith here is going to be probably getting the ranged defense upgrade so that the archers can trade more efficiently with his opponent's archers. Cheese, though, like I said, does have the food advantage, a little bit more defensive in his posture overall. You can see it looks like he's trying to go fast castle age, barely producing any military at all. He's got a spearman, he's got an outpost up here, which may be able to defend, but I have a feeling there's going to be battering rams coming from Nerox here. What tech do we have here from the blacksmith? It looks like nothing yet, so we'll probably either see the steeled arrow or the iron undermesh, depending on what he sees from his opponent. But this is a pretty good force. 6 spearmen and 7 archers, and then we got 8 spears here to defend. Yes, it is time. And the spearman running back going to be jumping in the outpost and using stone from the Ovo actually to make the arrow slits. Pretty nice right there, but there's going to be a little bit of eco damage. Some of the villagers may go down. Although the YAM network does favor this force, and now the arrow slits are here. The 5 spearmen have jumped in. Pretty good position here for Cheese, actually. Able to get a couple archers down, and now the villagers going to be making their way back over to the deer camp, and the Khan for Cheese has made his way back. So that aggressive push being slightly punished by the spearman here in the tower with the arrow slit as well. I have a feeling that Nerox is going to go looking for more goodies, as Cheese is able to effectively pick off archers with Khan. So the Khan does have 6 tile range, whereas archers have 5 tile range. So let's just say you were like the Dark King of Micro, right? Like your Micro was unrivaled in all of the realm. Well, then your Khan could essentially, in theory, kill an infinite amount of archers. And now it looks like we have a little bit of a skirmish on the spear flank with the YAM network. So right now, Nerox's forces are not supported by the YAM network, and Cheese's are. So such a good hold right here as he pushes back these archers. The Khan continues to get his picks. But the archers, of course, do bonus damage against light melee infantry, which is what spearmen are. But overall, a pretty decent little trade there for the Cheese man. Is he going for Castle Age? Let's look at his banked resources. Yes. So Cheese is banking 1,000 food and almost 1,000 gold as well. So I would imagine that he's just going to go for Castle Age. And if he's able to get Castle Age quickly, get those men-at-arms out, it will pretty much thwart this push. So another outpost right here, going to be garrisoning the villagers and or spearmen in there, shooting at the Khan. A little bit danger close to the TC there, but for the most part, Nerox is able to kind of mitigate that and pushing back towards the deer camp here. But guys, I think that Cheese's hold is working out quite well. I mean, looking at banked resources here for the blue Mongols, we do not have siege engineering. More and more archers are being pumped out, and Castle Age is on the horizon, and it looks like a blacksmith is being set up as well, most likely to get the improved siege engineering. Better watch out with the Khan. Oh, don't want to lose the Khan here. Oh, and the Khan of Cheese does go down there, so pretty brutal for sure. So here comes more shots coming in from old outpost. Villagers being shut down on food a little bit, but you know, the rallying archers that keep moving through here are getting picked off. So very, very good tower positioning. Now, is there a forward YAM network being set up here by Nerox? It doesn't look like it. Cheese has a little bit of a better YAM network, so he's able to get that speed buff. But again, it's easy because he's in his base. So the step readout is here. Yes, there it is. So the step readout is on its way, and that's going to give a huge gold spike. Only 1 barracks right now, but again, Mongols can double produce units, and the blacksmith is being built here, but still pretty good harass here by Nerox. Getting another villager kill. Let's take a look at the results of that. So 37 economy here for Nerox, and for the Dreadlord Cheese, he's at 32. So he has taken a little bit of an economic hit. And are these Mongols going to be able to catch up? He does have the triple pasture economy, whereas the pastures for Cheese here are slightly less numerous. He's only got 1, so it's going to be a Castle Age here. We do have the step readout coming, and double men-at-arms. No, he's actually making a spearman. I think a little bit of a mistake there. A couple more villagers being picked off. The archers, of course. Trading archers for villagers is 100% worth. And are these going to be men-at-arms? No, I think a spearman. That's very, very strange. Are we going to see the improved siege engineering? Probably so. And now more spearmen are being made. That's very curious. Archers moving in from all sides. Nerox very, very persistent with this harass, man. Like, very annoying. Most players would give up at this point. Not give up the game, but give up on the harass and maybe pull back, seeing his opponents in Castle Age and men-at-arms might be coming. But he's, like, still picking villagers. And this does add up. 31 villagers here for Cheese, and Nerox is at 39. And Nerox does probably have a little bit of a better economy at this point. His food is crushing it. 709, the only advantage that Cheese has is the fact that he's in Castle Age. And, you know, if he can't get some Lancers out, some men-at-arms, I don't know why he isn't making men-at-arms. I think that's a huge mistake that's costing him, because he could push away this Archer army and just take control of the battlefield. But more and more villagers being picked off. And look at this. Nerox surrounding the food camp here, denying the food. This is going to force pastures, I would imagine. But why is he making spears? I'm really, really curious about this. Okay, the first man-at-arm is coming out. Not being double produced. Let's look at the stone count. So if we're looking at the current resources, Cheese, does he have enough to double produce? He does. I would like to see some double produced men-at-arms just to push these guys off. And it looks like now the villagers have gotten out of the outpost. Going to be getting back in this camp, I would imagine. And the archers of Nerox still running about. Can we start without cast? We are already delayed too much. No, we're all good. We're all good, man. Oh, you guys are playing in the next game, you're saying. You guys can go ahead If one of you guys is really time strapped, yeah, you guys can go ahead and start your series, but I would prefer to cast your series. But if one of you guys has to go early, then yes, you can. But you guys can discuss it amongst each other and let me know. Because again, I don't want to keep you here all night if you have to go. So, because the finals are a best of 5. So yeah, if you guys need to, go ahead. But if you'd rather your game get casted, then you can wait. So the defense is finally here. 1 men-at-arm able to push back 6 archers, which is pretty standard. They could do some scooting and shooting, but this men-at-arm is buffed up by the YAM network. And now we'll see if the Castle Age advantage really kicks in. He did get the siege engineering ahead of his opponent. The Mangonel is out, and maybe that's the reason why he built the Spearmen, just to get cheap builders for the Mangonel, rather than waiting for the men-at-arms to come out and build those bad boys. So we'll see, man. I have AoE, but because of Turin, I spend more time watching than playing. Hey, Sean, there's no shame in that. And Nerox has caught up. He is now Castle Age as well, so the advantage that was, of course, there for Cheese is now essentially gone, although he does have the Mangonel advantage, and it looks like he has a second one coming out. Has the improved siege engineering been done? It looks like it has not for Nerox. So that is the advantage. We got a faster Castle Age, but again, now we're getting crossbowmen and men-at-arms pumping out in droves. We have triple pasture economy versus, 1 Gare here and 1 pasture. So the economy of Nerox is better, but the timing here of these Mangonels could be quite devastating for sure. Oh my god, don't get hit here. Oh god, you better watch out! And it looks like the arm misses. Is he going to be able to defend these mangoes, though? It's going to be a little bit tricky. He needs to pick off these men-at-arms for sure. And the crossbowmen do close the distance. The Mangonel's getting partial shots, but it looks like one of the mangoes is going to be going down. And he is going to be trying to split those bad boys up. One of the men-at-arms does fall, and oh, boom, headshot right there. As all the crossbowmen do pay the ultimate troll toll. And now the pressure is on, although Nerox is massively ahead on score. So if Cheese is going to win, he needs to win right now, and he needs to do some seriously devastating damage. He really, really does. So we got the 2 Mangonels blasting in there, shooting into the Gare, and getting some work in. And yeah, Knights and Elite units are coming out. That was a really, really nice Mango shot, though, and the artillery advantage is quite serious. The Age of Springalds may be over. Oh my god, if he gets those villagers, oh god, the villagers are getting popped. If Cheese gets that villager, that's going to be devastating. There's like 12 villagers right there. Oh my god, he dodged it like the last second. If that could have gotten him back in the game in terms of score. More and more mangoes being set up, but again, the forces of Nerox are getting a lot of elite troops. They're getting lancers, men-at-arms, and crossbows, where it's mostly haggard spears and artillery here. Will they be able to defend that? That is the question. Looks like a lancer came down here to do a little bit of disruption. And yeah, man, he's just producing spears. That's it. Like, it's all in the artillery. And there is going to be 1 Springald coming out, maybe just to protect his investment in all of these bad boys. We'll find out. Mangoes are good, but they can be countered. They're very slow and they're very vulnerable. So if you're able to kind of swarm them, but yeah, obviously in critical mass like this, they can be very devastating. Nerox is going to need way more than this. So 1 Mango does overextend. Probably what will happen from Nerox is he's going to pull villagers during the fight. That's what I would probably do. Just go in a big loose formation, fan out. You're going to have to... It's basically the same skill set that you see from StarCraft pros when they split their units due to Banelings, right? So you have a bunch of Banelings, and you need to do the same thing against Mangoes. The one good thing about Mangoes, playing against them, is you can dodge their shots. Whereas if you're playing against Springalds, why they were so awful before is it's guaranteed damage. There's no counterplay or micro that you can do to get away from them. So Mangoes can be counterplayed. It's hard, and if you drop, you can take some serious beatings for sure. Oh, the villagers! Not the villagers! Oh, that was brutal damage. So the gold has been effectively shut down. The Mango's getting some good work and also looping around the back of the base. The Spearman army still making its move, and in the meantime, Nerox is just getting his forces. That was a beautiful shot right there. And the Steppe Redoubt is on the run while all the hard Spearmen, they're not soft Spearmen, these are nice and erect Spearmen, moving in and chasing these bad boys down. Dude, that is some crazy stuff. Is he going to be able to get back in this? Cheese is so behind economically. But, he is torching the Steppe Redoubt. And here comes the big flank. Oh my god, is he going to get in position? The first shot's coming in. It looks like some of them do get some nice AoE. But the men-at-arms are right on top of the Mangonels, and the Mangonels are getting torched. Crossbowmen also getting in. Spearmen are trying to hold the line. Mangonels scooting and shooting a little bit. And they do get some nice AoE damage. The men-at-arms still pushing through, but the Mangonels are getting their damage. They're not being focused down. It looks like the fight is mostly on the Spearmen in the front line, and more Mango damage. The score is not quite equalizing, but nonetheless, it looks like Cheese is probably going to lose his force here. I still think Nerox's army quality was just so much better that the artillery wasn't able to turn the day. And this is an expensive loss, and I really don't know if Cheese is going to be able to come back from this. He does have his Steppe Redoubt fully online. Pasture economy, just 1 pasture producing. I mean, he's taking food on the map. And behind this, he's building a second TC, which I do like it. I think if you take a rough fight like that, although he does... Wow, look at that. He just barely saved the Mangoes from that force. Where are the reinforcements? Yeah, so we got men-at-arms and crossbows coming out. Dude, crazy, crazy game. Very, very scrappy. These guys are clearly very, very evenly matched here. So Here we go. We got more mangonels moving. Going to be blasting in. Uh-oh. These villagers better pray, baby. Going after him, and they are able to dodge that shot. The veteran Khan supporting the mangonels, which are very slow. I mean, look at the speed of mangoes. 0.88 tiles. Yeah, nasty, nasty stuff. Men-at-Arms pushing in. Probably going to be able to get that mango. Mangoes are very expensive. They cost 400 wood and 200 gold, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a huge investment to lose for sure. And I do think that Nerox has successfully defended this. And where's his step readout? He's run out of food down here. Looking at the income per minute, Nerox is still crushing it pretty hard because of the pastures, right? So he's got a good, consistent food source. Although we did lose 2 pastures. Oh, no! Nerox might be out of a little bit of steam here. Yeah, his 2 pastures have been taken out during that siege. And Cheese is just pouring it on, man. He's pouring the old cheese on. And he has the double TC. I mean, if he can keep the fight in Nerox's base, maybe he can win the game and get back in it. You know, I felt like he was on a little bit of danger after that last fight. Nerox, of course, being so far ahead on score. Nerox is at 4,500 against 2,600 for Cheese. Although I think there's a little bit of a bug with the Mongols' score, so it might not be accurate. Mongols get free points when they pack up and move buildings. So I think that's what's happening. I think every time Nerox moves a building, it is counting as additional points. Because, yeah, it's a weird bug. So looking at Mongol score, you have to take it with a bit of a grain of salt. Yeah. So, yeah, he's moved around a lot of his buildings, so that could be the case. Now, more and more pastures are being set up. Nerox is kind of starving a little bit right now. He's got 3 pastures, which are going to be kicking in soon. But for the most part, you know, this pressure has been very, very good from the Cheese Master. The step readout is finally here. He does have an arrow post and should be able to kind of hold this with a couple men-at-arms. We will find out. So down here, a little bit of an eco raid. We do have a dreaded Lancer chasing down villagers wherever he can. The second TC is coming up. And pasture economy is also being developed here in the front, so the Mongols expanding towards the enemy base, a very Chad move. We have 41 eco here for Nerox, and for the forces of Cheese, we have 40, so he's caught up, and also Cheese's military is a little bit stronger as well, and Cheese really has, I think, taken over this game, as he was able to destroy multiple pastures, killing, 9, 10, 11 villagers up here on the step readout was very, very strong, and also denying his opponent gold mining for quite some time, whereas the entire time, he was basically mining gold as well. Nerox has, again, surpassed him in terms of food per minute, but gold and wood do favor the Cheese. And again, he's not building like quality troops like crossbows and men-at-arms. He's just relying on the siege engineering and building mangonels and getting that goodness going. It's been a very good game so far. A nice 20-minute match. Very, very good scrap between these players. Once again, the step readout holding firm, almost on fire, and crossbows and men-at-arms are being made here for Nerox, but he's on 1 TC, so the longer this goes, the better it's going to be for Cheese. In the back of his base, more upgrades are finished. The Bloomery is going to be giving him the, I think that's a melee attack upgrade, can't quite remember. And yeah, the mangoes are coming once again, so mangoes are very delicious, definitely a very, very good and healthy snack. Where do you see the score? On the right side of the screen, you can see it right here. But there is a bug with Mongols where whenever they pack up and move a building, it counts it as being built again. So it's not really like, you can't tell the state of a game when Mongols are playing because it's just a little bit buggy. So a Lancer coming in for a little bit of harass. Neither player, it's really, this is another thing I'd like to point out about Mongol players. I don't know what it is, but they just don't care about relics on the map. It's like, I don't know if they think they don't need it because they're just so strong already, but like every other civ is like immediately at Castle Age building, the religious buildings and grabbing the relics for free gold, but Mongols are like, I don't need that shit, I got step readout. Yeah, it's very, very strange. Very, very strange indeed. So, the battle continues to rage on. Lancer's doing a little bit of a flank harass as his brave spearman hunts down this Lancer. He would probably, I don't know if he'd win that. Looks like he'd probably lose if that Lancer decided to turn around. Who knows? More pastures being set up in the base, more and more pastures here, and yeah, it looks like your boy Cheese is getting his economy going again. We do have a Royal Rumble here in the middle as the mango, oh god, oh, move those units, brutal damage! One mango does go down, but the crossbowman getting buttered up pretty good, but now, Nerox is pushing back for the revenge. The Empire strikes back as he's focusing down the mango. More and more Haggard Spearmen coming out, swarming the men-at-arms, which is pretty hilarious. I mean, the Spearmen do how much damage? 10 damage, and the men-at-arms have, what, 4 or 5 armor? Yeah, so they're only taking 5 damage from that. But the mango is being forced back, and it looks like he's going to be retreating to the TC, so he can get some supporting fire from the villagers, perhaps. But yeah, very, very scrappy fight between these two players. The double eco growth going down here in the south. Score obviously irrelevant, so I might as well turn it off this game. And a blacksmith being packed up and moved. It looks like the OVO has been depleted, I think, so they're going to be setting up a new one. I would imagine maybe down here, or if he wants to be a little bit more kind of sneaky, he could do one right here. Now, in the base, we'd have a Lancer diving in, going to be sacrificing himself for the Great Khan. So there he goes. 2 mangonels in the distance and another mango coming. So very different playstyles, right? We have siege engineering with cheap infantry here from Cheese, and for the forces here of Nerox, we have a more elite army, but without artillery support. Now, what I would really like to see would be like some spring ults. I feel like if Nerox had a couple spring ults, he would easily win these fights, right? Like 2 or 3 springs would just, because spring ults do 90 damage a pop now against siege. So 90, 80, yeah. So basically they could 3-shot a mangonel, which is pretty strong, right? So if you have like 3 springalds, you could just one-shot them like instantly, and then the spearman would buckle like paper against the men-at-arms. I think that's a little bit of a mistake. Is he getting... Yeah, okay, he knows this. He's getting siege engineering. So he is getting this. Mongol players don't really bother building these siege workshops. They just go for the siege engineering to build it in the field. 1 men-at-arms moving out. Going to get popped by a bunch of springalds here. And the spearmen moving in. Cheese is coming for the kill here, guys. The building's being packed up once again. The step redoubt is on the retreat. And gold is going to be denied momentarily. And we do have the mangoes. The quad mango. And no horsemen, really. Horsemen could swarm them as well. Horsemen or scouts are obviously quite good against them, but in this case, they are backed up by spears. So here comes the mango shots, and they do decent siege damage, especially against these Mongol buildings, which aren't super resilient. Mongols can't build the big, fancy stuff in that regard. Blasting down the keep there. The Mongols setting up the step redoubt here, while Nerox gathers his forces in the north. More and more bombardments coming in, able to pop down that outpost, slowly disabling the old Yam network. And a couple men-at-arms mis-microed here, going to be blasted by the dreaded Penta Mango. And you really do need the... Oh, that's right. No, I was wrong, guys. So, yeah, springalds do 90 plus 30 base damage. So, these have 8 ranged armor. So, it still would be a 3-shot, I think, because it would be 120 minus. Yeah, Picasso, thank you for the donation. Appreciate the $4.99. And Water Faucet, are you excited for Space Marine? Yes, I am. Thank you for the donation as well. This is pretty brutal as well. I mean, shutting down your opponent's OVO is really denying quite a bit. And now I really like this change up here by getting these springalds of his own. And siege engineering should be in full effect here. Where's his army? His army's up here building mass springs. I really like that. That's how you get back in the game. But more and more losses being taken here as men-at-arms are misrallied and just absolutely nuked by those artillery pieces. So we'll see what happens. We will see indeed. The deer stones are here. Oh my god. Oh, Nerox, don't let this happen. Oh god, don't let this happen, please. Not like this. Oh god, he just barely gets back in the TC. If that had hit right there, guys, that would have been good game probably. That would have just been over. 100%. So Springald's coming in, and you can see Springs are very effective. This is what he's needed the entire time, and now suddenly the mangonels aren't so strong. They're getting popped in the face. Yep, just going down like it's nobody's business. So very good defense here by Nerox, getting those bad boys. And the Springalds are overextending a little bit. Looks like these spearmen might be able to torch 1 or 2 of them. Yep, he's going to lose 2 springs there. A big mistake. Because now it's 1 Springald to 1 Springald. The other one's going to be dove as well. Oh, just a miss micro there. That's probably going to cost him the game. He had the answer, but they were just too far overextended. Now the mangonels there's nothing to really stop them. Crossbowmen are terrible against them. Men-at-arms are okay. They can dive in. But for the most part, I think that's going to be GG as his army is flattened by the mangonels. What a scrappy fight. And honestly, he had the answer there. It was just a slight miss micro. So that's going to be game 1 going to the Cheese Master. There you go. That was a good match. That was actually very entertaining. Very back and forth. Very different playstyles. And yeah, made for kind of a cool mirror match. It did indeed. So let's take a look at the old score. Yeah, not going to be terribly accurate. You can see, look at this. Nerox's score was like way higher, even though he was essentially defeated. It's just because the game is bugged. So we can't really take a good look at that. What we can look at is the base economy, right? So you can see the gold and the food for all the players. And obviously a slight gold advantage and wood advantage, which makes sense for Cheese because he was spamming mangonels and artillery. So you need to have a heavy wood economy. GG, well played. Let us go ahead and update ye old scorecards here. So the first player score will be updated. The Cheese is going to be taken game 1. And there he is. So this is best of 3. That was a good game. That was a good scrap. You know, if we're going to see Mongols, I put them in a mirror match. Let them go fisticuffs, I say. All right, so we can actually update the top side of the bracket now, so hang tight. The players, I believe, are playing. Let me go ahead and double check here. And check with the dudes. All right, so I don't know if they've started yet, but nonetheless, we will update the brackets here. So going to the top 4, we have our players. So the player here on the top is going to be 3DB, who of course is a very strong player. Pretty much most of the tournaments I've seen him in, he's been top 4. Yeah, very strong. And he's going to be facing Wham01. So let me go ahead and fix his name here. And then we have Wham01. Yes. The dreaded 01 after the name, letting him know that he's a unique individual. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see some villager pulls as well, though it's a little bit scary with the, what's it called, with the mangonels. You can lose a lot of villagers like instantly. So they're going to be getting their next game set up, and we'll join in just a minute as soon as they're good. I wonder if we're going to see you know what I think we're going to see this game? I think we're going to see a Roos mirror match. I feel like we're going to see a Roos mirror match 100%, because Roos are the other like super strong civ right now. Horse archer spam and fast castle is brutal for sure. Okay, looks all set. And we're good. We are good. So what will the matchup be in the next game? Find out here on the next episode. You heard about the double OVO bug, kind of game breaking? No, you can have 2 OVO in one spot. Jesus, that sounds broken. Yeah, 3DB has made it. He has. But, you know, there are answers for Mangonel spam. Spring ults are really good against them. Like, it pretty much just, he killed like 2 or 3. If his spring ults had been a little bit better protected, he could have probably pushed that attack back, you know? Yeah. He could have. Hey, Kevin Morgan, appreciate that, man. Thank you for the kind words. I like that 3DB, the guy with B in his name, is like the Dreadlord of China. Like the nest of bees, man. Yeah, it's pretty thematic for sure. I see England or China. Okay, we could. It's a blind pick, so we don't know what they're going to do. They can't replay Civ, so they can't play Mongols again. Mongols cannot be played again in this best of 3. Now, if they make it to the best of 5 finals, that's a bit of a different picture. That is a bit of a different picture. Doesn't B play China? He is. He's a very, very good Chinese player. The Teutonic Order asks why I'm not playing Warhammer right now. I will be back playing Warhammer very soon. But again, like, you know, I covered Warhammer consistently for, what, 5 years? Doing multiplayer, and I've always loved traditional RTS games. And when I got a base building RTS, it's like a good one that has a quality community and is like well done. Man, it's just so exciting for me. But again, we're kind of at the end of Warhammer 2. The meta is relatively stagnant, and I'm very excited for 3, and I'm going to be covering it super heavily. So I'm just taking a slight break. I will be putting out more Warhammer content in the next couple weeks, like battles and things like that, from Warhammer 2, but really just waiting for Warhammer 3. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the next game here. It looks like they are loading in, so we'll be following them in just a moment. Who actually hosted the game, we'll find out. Oh, it looks like it doesn't matter. As long as we can spectate, we are all good. It says they're in the lobby. Let me spectate your game, precious. Although maybe they jumped out because they made a mistake. I don't know, we'll find out. We will find out. So just waiting for the players to start right now, and we'll be there. How come I lose every game I play on water? Join the club, dude. I lose all my water maps. Yeah, I'm terrible on water. I don't know. It's probably because I never play them. I just dodge them every time. So when I do play them, like, other people are just more practiced at them. Yeah. All right, so loading into the game. Let's get the fancy UI up, and here we go. I called it. I am prophetic. It is a Rus mirror match. So it's going to be Nerox on the Rus versus Cheese on the Rus. Oh my god, this is so cheesy. Oh, I love it. This is like the meta right now. Rus and Mongols are just so dominant. Yeah, they're so dominant. So spawning on the northwest corner of the map, it is going to be our Rus champion, FTW Cheese. Down in the southeast, it is also going to be the Rus, and I believe this is the high view. So this map basically has a giant stealth forest in the middle. So outpost play and scout play is very, very important on this bad boy. But again, it's going to be relatively similar builds here. So it's going to be a hunting cabin for both players. It's going to be Grand Theft Venison. There's not really that dynamic of a Rus meta. It's basically just horse archer spam, fast castle age into horse archer spam. So hopefully you guys are ready for another mirror match. And yeah, I feel like we're watching like some like high level, you know, StarCraft or Warcraft 3 where it's like the players just play. The mirror matches are fairly common when there's only like 3 races or like 4 civs or whatever, right? Yeah, you got to play Mongol on water. You will win 100%. All right, yeah, they're very good on water, I've heard. Again, I'm pretty terrible on water, so not one of my strengths. Not one of my strengths. This is very sweaty indeed. These players are getting sweaty with the civ picks. They are for sure. But don't worry, you're going to be getting different civs from the next series, I'm sure. Because China is an A-tier civ for sure. Like, I think China is almost as good as Rus. But I do think Rus is a little bit stronger. Like, again, if you guys watch my streams and watch me play Rus, you might not agree with that statement, but I'm not a good Rus player. The only civs I'm probably decent at on a competitive level, or some semi-competitive, I should say, is probably China. But yeah, Rus is very, very strong. And if you practice those builds, have that build order ironed out, and you're very good at the Grand Theft Venison, you can do great work for yourself. So basically what's happening right now is the Rus players are just hunting for bounty. So Cheese only has 20 bounty. Nerox already at 110. Nerox has gotten pretty good spawn down here. So he basically found a deer camp. He's being attacked by 2 wolves right now. And he better watch out. He might lose his scout to the wolves here. Those things are ferocious and are showing no mercy. He gets another deer camp down here, and the deer camps have now been discovered by Cheese as well. So he will be equalizing that. Although it would be really unfortunate if he misses one of the deer camps and Cheese or Nerox is able to get those. That's really big for Rus. So how do Chinese repeater crossbows do against horse archers? So Micah, that is actually my dedicated answer. When I play Rus players, I have a build that works pretty well, and I've had pretty good success. I think in my last 3 or 4 Chinese games, I've won 3 of the 4 against Rus players. Basically, they'll spam horse archers. You can go for a very greedy 2TC song, backed up by double archery range with repeater crossbows, the Zhugnu. And they basically just really do well against the horse archers. And you just play defensively, you get the attack upgrades for them and the armor upgrades, and they can do well against horse archers in numbers, in my experience. Mangonels are your other big answer, or in China's case, Nest of Bees. So Zhu Gnu backed up by the Nest of Bees is very strong. So we have the Golden Gate coming out here. Slightly slower tech here from Nerox. I wonder why. Let's go ahead and look at the current resources. Yeah, he's a little bit behind on food. Cheese, really going hard in the paint there on the food, it would seem. And 6 workers. I don't know how he got that so much quicker. But another house coming down, and it looks like Cheese is going to be getting to the age a little bit faster, which is pretty concerning. Actually, 6 villagers building the Golden Gate. So it is a race to the Castle Age. It is a race for the horse archers, and we will see. Mirchilo says Turin was spamming China when they were a potato, so now he's good with them. Yeah, basically. HRE is actually a good civ. They're not the worst in the game. Delhi is probably the worst, but HRE isn't like... They're like not as strong as some of the other civs, but they can do well. And the reason why I lose with HRE on stream isn't because they're a bad civ. It's because I'm not great at them right now. And I was practicing some games last night with the Holy Romans, and something kind of clicked. I feel like going early infantry for HRE really isn't the way. I feel like you need to go early double stable, get some horsemen harass into knights, and then your opponent will build to counter knights, and then you build men-at-arms. If you just go straight men-at-arms with HRE, I find you kind of get trash canned by mangonels and crossbow spam from other civs. So I've kind of been learning about HRE a little bit and have been trying to be more aggressive on the map. I just get so excited just rushing to the Regnitz Cathedral that I tend to lose the game. So we're getting there, man. We're getting there. So here we have the Golden Gate being built a little bit behind. The old Cheesemeister is here, and let's go ahead and keep an eye on his trading resources. So his current resource bank is a little bit lower than Nerox because he did pull 6 workers to build the Golden Gate, but now Nerox is doing the same thing. He pulled 7 workers actually to build the Golden Gate. And the Grand Theft Venison is not being researched quite yet for either player. Let's see. Okay, it is. So Professional Scouts is halfway done here for the Cheese Lord. And I would imagine he is probably going to get a little bit of a better deer yield. And what you want to do if you are doing the Grand Theft Venison is you basically want to grab deer off the map on your opponent's side. You want to go for theirs first and then force them to come into your lands to get them as well. But yeah, both players are going to go for Grand Theft. Typically, if a Roost game is relatively even, they're just going to be going for... they're just going to be splitting down the middle. Like, both of them will get 2 camps, and they're just going to call it a day. So, HRE's problem is their feudal is bad. It's not very good. That's correct. That is correct. HRE with 3 relics is pretty much free 15 village. Yeah, it's very good. HRE can be strong. They can be. I'm just having to practice with them a little bit. I've just mainly been playing China. China and Delhi were my main civs, and then Delhi got put in the trash can. So I've been having to relearn these other civs. Granted, there are still a couple Delhi Chads on ladder playing them. There's a gentleman who is very good that plays them, and I'll be casting his game soon. Yeah, it was fun. Really fun one versus the Mongols. Yeah, Beastie never lost a game with Delhi. Well, you have to remember, Beastie is a top-tier player. He's like top 10 in the entire world. So when you draw an analysis from that, it's more about like, you know, the lower echelon of higher level play and also the average player. Yeah, that would be my 2 cents. Again, like, you can't like draw a conclusion saying like, oh, you know, HRE is a S-tier civ because Viper won 10 games in a row with him. Yeah, it's because he's like the best player in the world. And that's kind of like, you have to look at the average man's plight. Like, how are they doing with that stuff? How are the people in like the 1600 elo brackets who are very high level but not quite like the top 100 doing? You know, that is more the guess in my experience. So scouts are hunting all over the place. We do have the old scouts pushing in and grabbing the deer camps, and I would imagine Cheese doing the same thing. Yep, just bringing deer back. Not too much to really look at here, but heavy food investment. He's got 14 or 18 villagers on food. God damn. And I have to say, Cheese is a little bit ahead. He's going to probably have to trade some food. He's got 2 supply in his Golden Gate, so he's going to be selling food most likely to get gold. And Cheese is ahead on his timing, which is a really big factor in this matchup because Abbey of the Trinity comes out, and if you're faster than your opponent, you have the warrior monks grabbing the relics on the map, and your horse archers are going to be buttering some bread. Yeah, they're going to be buttering some bread. Liam says, I was absolutely loving playing this game, then my motherboard died, spent all my money on Xmas presents and house repairs, so oh, that sucks, man. Hopefully you're able to get going soon. Yeah, it's not a scout rush. So somebody in chat mentioning it's a scout rush. This is actually just every Roost player and their dog plays like this. Like if the Roost player has a dog sitting under their desk and you were to get his little tiny paws on the keyboard, he would do the exact same build. This is basically it. Yeah, this is basically it. So here they come. We have a couple scouts moving this way. And a lot of early games can be decided by like players really good micro. So while we're kind of on the tangent, because there's not too much interesting stuff happening right now. They're just going Castle Age and they're going to attack. Cheese is quite a ways ahead on that. So I think Cheese is going to be in a state of advantage here. So that's just kind of a summary of the state of things. But again, like micro, like people like Beastie Cutie and Viper just have like And like even Grubby, for example, they have really, really good micro. So even if they're playing a weaker Civ, let's say they're playing Delhi and they have 6 Delhi archers against 6 Rus archers, right? Well, their micro is probably going to be better than yours in most cases. And therefore, they're going to get more optimal trades. And, you know, their Civ might win, even if it's less efficient, just because they're getting those early micro advantages and getting map control, right? That's a big, big factor. So Castle Age coming in here for the Cheese Master. Looks like it's coming up with the Abbey of the Trinity. And the Abbey being built by Nerox as well. So it looks like he was banking at the Golden Gate. So honestly, both players going to be here in the Abbey of the Trinity. These are the sweatiest games we've had. Roost Cats would also do the same build. Roost Hamsters would do the same build. Roost Chinchillas. Roost Ferrets. Any house pet you can think of. So Jacob in chat asks, how would you rate English, HRE, Abbasid, and Delhi relative to each other? So English is the strongest of that bunch. HRE would probably be tied with the Abbasid. And Delhi would be the worst. That would be my 2 cents. Yes. That would be my 2 cents. England are a very strong A-tier Civ. Very consistent, very good early pressure, very strong Imperial Age. England is just a great Civ overall. Yeah, quite strong. I like them quite a bit. You have a chunky cat who's very good at Age of Empires. I'm not surprised. All right, so the scouts are moving in. Getting a little bit danger close to the TC. Could have gotten shot there, but again, garrisoning those guys wasn't worth it just for that scout pick. And the Grand Theft Venison going down on both sides. We have the triple archery range here for the Rus and the Warrior Monk coming out. And we have only double archery range here, backed up by the Warrior Monk coming out. And this is going to be a very exciting game, the dreaded Horse Archer spam. These guys getting down and dirty in this game. So yeah, Rus are very, very powerful on ladder right now. Like, players who practice Rus like this, like my Rus builds are very, very they're not clean at all. It's like very, very just rugged and haggard, but players who practice Rus and can get these builds down very, very well, man, they could be an unholy terror. Like getting to your basic Castle Age at like 9 minutes and 30 seconds with like 3 or 4 horse archers and a bunch of scouts. Talk about being disrupted. How do you feel about French after the patch? I feel like French are a solid A-tier Civ, probably similar in power level to like England. I don't think French is like oppressive anymore because Knight spam, like basically French players used to just breathe heavily out of their mouths and just spam knights and archers, right? And it would be very, very hard to stop. And it still is hard to stop, mind you. It still can work very well. But now that spears are better, they auto brace, they also do more damage, and crossbows just really, really wreck the knights a little bit more effectively. I think French aren't quite as strong as they were, but they're still a solid A-tier Civ. One of the best in the game. Probably top 3. Probably top 3, yeah. Well, okay, Mongols are number 1. Rus are probably number 2 with just this build because horse archers are probably a little bit overtuned. Number 3 would maybe be between French and English. Probably French still would maybe have that edge. I don't know. England is pretty damn good too. Like England's all-ins are really, really scary to deal with. Yeah, it's hard to say. But yeah, French aren't like OP anymore. I think French can be dealt with. Like it's a little bit harder for Delhi and HRE because their spears are currently bugged and they don't auto brace. Oh, the ambush! Oh no, the Warrior Monk's gonna get ambushed. Cheese is gonna get him, or Nerox is gonna get him. That's a nice pick right there. Is he gonna get away? Ivan's going for the relic, and now he's fleeing the scene. Will he escape? 18 HP? No, he is down for the count. So now Cheese coming in with 11 horse archers. Ooh, man, that is a big difference. The Cheese Master is rocking 11 horse archers against how many here? 4 for Nerox. This is going to be a disastrous fight, bro. This is not going to be good. I think Cheese is just going to win this fight in like a crushing manner. Probably get a bunch of picks in the forest and set him behind. Yeah, look at this. Cheese getting so much value here. And there are a couple warrior monks and horse archers back here, but that is a brutal loss in the beginning. Yeah, okay, I forgot about China. China's probably number 3 or 4. Yeah, I think China and French are similar in terms of strength. Yeah. I totally blanked on that. I don't know why I said that. But I have the old mindset that China is like from their pre-buffs. But yeah, China and French, I would say, like are similar in terms of power level. China is very strong. Now, a little bit more complicated to play because China, you have to use officials and the dynasty system. But if you can master that, I think China is just as strong. Yeah. So here comes the forces of the Cheese. Military supply for Nerox is currently 17. Military supply for Cheese is 24. In terms of eco, it is 34 for Cheese, and for Nerox, it is 37. So pretty much interchangeable. Here you can see the Warrior Monks are giving some healing, and it looks like we're going to have a Royal Rumble. The Warrior Monk moving forward, getting sniped instantly. Very, very good micro by Cheese. Clearly, he's very used to these horse archers. Doing a little bit of scooting and shooting, only losing scouts, really. And it looks like he's picked off both of those Warrior Monks, which is 350 gold lost. I mean, that's very, very brutal, man. So once again, the battle rage is on. Scouts are serving as a face tank, but that doesn't really matter too much against horse archers because players with good micro like Cheese here are just going to snipe these all out. And it looks like Cheese is going to win in a decisive faction here, 2-0. Very well played to both players, but again, he he has been doing this for a long time. I've seen FTW Cheese doing these Bruce Horse Archer builds for a long time, and he's very, very strong with those. Talk about a fast 12-minute game. Goddamn, Joe Rogan, that was a battle. All right, so there you have it. Let's go ahead and make it official and update ye old scorecards here. So that is going to be 2 for the Cheese Meister. So he has won the series 2-0, and now we're going to be moving on to the next best of 3. Going to the top 4, FTW Cheese will bring his Mongols and Roost to the grand finals. But who will he face? Will it be the 3DB or Wham 01? Let us go ahead and find out. So I'm going to get the next game all set up here. Let me go and tag the players. All right, Wham 01 and 3DB. 3DB, I think is his name. 3DB. 3D. 3B. B. You're B, yes. B11, okay. Add me as friends, please. Spec slot open, no delay. Maps are Hill and Dale. And who do we want to do for the other one? Who do we want to do for the other one? We'll do Altai. All right. So the maps are all set. We're going to get this next series started in just a moment. I know it's getting pretty late for some of the players, so my sincere apologies to the folks who played today. It wasn't our fault. We had the servers go down for like an hour. Normally we would be done a little bit quicker, but Cheese will be waiting in the grand finals atop his throne of skulls. Yes, he will. And now I just need to get these guys added to my friend list, and we should be good to go. All right. Unless they're already playing. I did give them the go-ahead to already play if they wanted to, so we could just jump in on their series if need be. No, Mista did not play today. He had some other stuff come up IRL, so he wasn't able to play, unfortunately. But he'll be back, I'm sure. Oh, he's in chat. I see him. How do I say your name? Themistocles? Did I say your name correct? The Dreadlord Mista will return from atop his golden throne, and he will come and come for the winner of this tournament, I'm sure. Yeah, that's right. It's 200 gold for 2 warrior monks because they were the they had the Abbey of the Trinity cost reduction. Correct. Yeah, but the base cost is higher. Keyboard's doing all right. Yeah, keyboard's doing all right. If they can't reselect Mongols, my prediction would be China versus England. You know, I'm curious. I actually think from B we could see China game 1. Although China and Arabia, game 2 in this next series is going to be Hill and Dale. So I would imagine that we'll see China in game 2. Because they're much better on choke point maps like Hill and Dale, so I think that would be the case. All right, so let me see if these guys are in my friends list already. I think they are. Yeah, it's hard to see. Hard to see. They might have already gotten into a game, I'm not sure. If they played game 1, although I didn't give them the maps, so I'm not sure if they did it. They might have just used the maps from the other series, which is okay, but yeah. I know it's late night for them, so no problem. All right, let me keep looking on the friends list, see if these guys appear. We'll get started soon. Nonetheless, guys, we'll have a big Chungus Best of 5 finals coming up, and we will not be missing that. Did I get your name right? I think it was close, right? It was close. Yeah, Mista's. He was our first champion. He won our first tournament we had on the launch weekend. He was our local hero. Yeah, it's great, man. It's great. All right, so I think they must be in a game right now. I don't know. I could have sworn I had 3DB in my friends list. I've had him in like all my tournaments before. Let's go ahead and look down here. I wish there was a feature where I could like look through the friends list and actually see. That would make it much easier. Also, something that Relic could do that, you know, Creative Assembly did, and let's go here, is they could make it so I can join the lobbies of the players as a spectator and watch from the lobby. So I don't have to like do this whole dance of like looking on my friends list and doing all this kind of stuff, right? It's very, very clunky. Very, very clunky, but you know, it's all good. It's all good. Hopefully that'll be something they'll do in the future. I mean, Total War didn't have that feature for a long time. Yeah, didn't have that feature for a long time. You had a sudden storm in your area, so you had to go do things at your farm. Brutal, man. What part of Greece do you live in, by the way? My wife and I went to Greece many, many years ago. We went to Crete, which was really, really cool. We actually have some pictures from that. Yeah, maybe we can show you guys right now. Hold on, let me see if I can find some of those. Still waiting for the players to add me. They might be in their game, which is okay. If they are, then we'll just kind of chill out and wait for the next one to start. Yeah. They might have started it. I'm not sure. Only real men would double mirror match as Picasso in our Discord. That's really funny. Did I get unfriended by B? I don't know if I did. He might not be online right now. Yeah, because sometimes people appear as offline or he didn't have his game open or something. Here's Trump. Trump and I have battled like several times. It's pretty fun. I played Trump. I haven't played Grubby, and I haven't played Day 9. That would be like the trifecta of folks I think it'd be really fun to play. Yeah, I had a great time in Crete. It was beautiful. Yeah. It was beautiful, man. Crete was really cool. What time is the Polish Warhammer event tomorrow? So tomorrow we have the Polish World Championships for Warhammer 2, and that's going to be starting at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it'll be starting earlier. Yeah, Brutalist, the friends list is pretty big. All right, 3DB has added me. I guess he was never on my friends list. I think I must have added the other gentleman. So let me go ahead and see. He has added me. And we're going to get started here in a minute. So in the meantime, let me update these scorecards for the series. Go to the fancy studio mode. And looks good. So it's going to be Yuld 3DB. All right. 3DB. I got to get his name right. 3DB versus, and he is playing Wham 01. All right, cool. Looks like it fit in the UI. All right. Cheese given the feedback. In best of 3, it is scary to purposely pick a worse civ to have a pick advantage on the next 2 matches. You might be 0-1 and any mistakes can be game over. All right, perfect. And it looks like the old master Wham 01 has added me. And now they can get started. And good luck, have fun. Make sure to leave spec slot, start when ready. All right, so the players are gonna get started. We're all good. Now we just hang tight. Enjoy each other's company for another minute, and we'll be good, man. You can see Turn's perspective on his channel versus you. It's great to see him struggling versus you. Oh, are you talking about versus Mista? Oh my God, yeah, Mista was like, I was just learning how to play Age of Empires. Like I didn't play Age of Empires 2 at all until I was like 9 years old. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. Let's jump into the Age of Empires 2 beta and see who we have to play against. And like, I had to play against Mista a bunch. I had to play against Kapak. I had to play against Kazva. Just all these unholy Terminators. Yeah, it was brutal, man. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, Crete was great though. I had a great time there. Grubby is higher ranked than me. So that's why I don't run into Grubby on ladder. Grubby is like, he sits between 1500 and 1600 ELO. Like there was a time when we were kind of close together, but he's definitely a stronger player. His micro is better than mine, and that's a big part of his wins. His micro is a lot better. I've had too many hand surgeries for my micro to be good. But yeah, I haven't played against Grubby. I usually sit around 1400. I'm like between 1350 and 1450. That's like my range. And Grubby's like more like 1500 to like 1650 range. Trump and I are pretty much the same rating. We're always around the same. Day 9 I think is slightly lower than Trump and I, but he's like close enough to get in games with us. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, I got farmed in the beta. I got farmed super hard. But it's okay. I mean, you got to learn somehow. And I'm one of those people who likes to learn by suffering. Yeah. Okay, so they're in the lobby right now. We're just going to hang tight for a minute. But like getting beaten down by these pro Age of Empires players was a great learning experience because I saw what they did and I was able to kind of mimic it a little bit. Obviously their micro is better than mine, but yeah, it was really, really good. Yeah, it was pretty wild, man. Do you think Beastie Cutie will pass Viper? I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah, so I have nerve damage in my hands. So when I was like 19, 20, before I had hand problems, I had really fast micro, like really, really quick. But as I've gotten a little bit older and I had to have 2 hand surgeries on my left and right hand, I had nerve damage. The nerves in my hands got pinched really bad and got messed up. So yeah. Yeah. No, that's not true, darling. Grubby's a far better player than me. Yeah, he's very, very good. All right, so are they starting the first match? Let's take a look at their old records here. I can show you guys the leaderboard as well. Let's actually pull that up. I think it'd be kind of interesting to take a look at that while we get this series started. So 1 second. If you guys haven't seen this, so there is a leaderboard on the Age of Empires website. Okay, let's pull it here and switch on over to this perspective here. Perfect. So this is the leaderboard. You can see number 1 is Lucifron. Jesus, at 1956 ELO. That's so crazy, man. Yeah. Oh my God, that is insane. Yeah, Beastie Cutie, number 3 in the world. And I think this is a Marine Lord Smurf. So you can see the top 100, basically. Striker's in there. Yeah, Striker's playing in some of our tournaments. To get to the top 100, you have to be 1640. To get to the top 200, you need to be 1569. That's what she said. So that's kind of the jams here. The highest I've ever gotten was like close to, I think it was like 1490 or something. Yeah. So here's the leaderboard. And this website is just AOE IV or 4.net. And you guys can check your ranking And you check the ranking of anyone. It's better than the one on the website for Relic because it's not case sensitive. Yeah. Yeah, it's not. All right, so switching on back. Let's do this. I believe they are getting ready for their match. I hope we see a Chinese pick here in the first game. That'd be very, very fun. And here we go. It's showtime, baby. Let's get this party started. Hell yeah. So in the first match of the day, it is going to be 3DB, the Tsar, playing the Chinese, facing off against the Rus. We're going to be helmed by Wham01, forging his legend here in the grand finals of today's tournament. Marine Lord Smurf is number 3 on the leaderboards. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy indeed. Oh no, they put a delay. I said no delay. It's okay. We can hang out for 3 minutes. No problem. Hey, Ashrar, thank you for the kind words, man. Yeah, so I had a carpal tunnel surgery on both hands and an ulnar tunnel release on both elbows. So unfortunately, through a combination of riding a motorcycle and just my having narrow nerve tunnels in my hands, I developed nerve problems. And I was misdiagnosed for 9 years. So basically, my nerves just got crushed for 9 years, basically, and didn't get fixed. So I developed long-term problems. But finally, I went to UCLA and saw a doctor who correctly diagnosed me and fixed it. And now I'm getting better. Like, if you guys had seen me, oh yeah, we need to change the score. Sorry. Thank you so much. If you guys had seen me 2 years ago, I could barely stream for 2.5 hours. Like, I had to stop all my streams at the 2-hour mark simply because my hands were so messed up. It would just hurt so bad. And yeah, they just got weak and I was suffering. But I finally got them fixed. 2 years ago, I had my right hand done. And this last summer, I had my left. And finally, I'm able to do long streams again. My micro is slowly coming back, but I still can't click quite as fast as I used to. We're getting there. But yeah, it's a pain in the butt, man. Well, Jack McDonald, it's quite the opposite in a way. Yeah, that was unfortunate. But in terms of other sports, I was an all-county sprinter. Played running back in high school. Could do almost 40 to 50 pull-ups. Could bench almost 300 pounds when I was 165 pounds. And this was all when I was 17 or 18. And just all of that in conjunction with that, one kind of structural issue with my hands led to problems. It was brutal, man. And now I'm just like a potato in terms of exercise. I can still run okay. Yeah. Yeah, we try, man. We try. It was really tough, man, because I went from being able to just really, really do well in sports to just being semi-crippled for 7 or 8 years. I couldn't lift weights anymore. Couldn't do anything, dude. It was bad. I could barely game when it first happened, for years. Yeah, it's just rough, dude. But it's getting better. It's getting better. Yeah. But that one thing was tough. My dad had the same problem when he was younger, but his doctor correctly diagnosed him, so he got it fixed and didn't suffer any problems. But I went to this one doctor for 6 years in a row, and he just kept telling me, "Oh, you got tendonitis. Yeah, no nerve problems." So it just got worse and worse, dude. Just got worse and worse. It was brutal. Do you think a mouse and keyboard is helping you recover in a way? Maybe. My hands are getting stronger for sure. Yeah, my hands are getting stronger for sure. But it's a slow process, man. Nerves are really, really touchy stuff. Yeah. Or God-sized nerves crammed in normal wrists. Yeah. I have a similar hand problems now from 14 years of boxing, surgery in 4 months. I feel you. Yeah, be careful with that, man. You got to get it taken care of, because if you just wait, the longer you don't treat nerve impingement, it becomes a long-term problem. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Derpy, that's very impressive, dude. I can't lift anything anymore. My hands are still messed up. They're getting better though, but yeah, I can't do shit. Yeah, carpal tunnel was bad. I think a lot of the weightlifting was a big factor. Weightlifting, riding the motorcycle was really bad too, because I had a motorcycle. It was a 1985 Kawasaki GPZ. So if you guys have seen Top Gun with Tom Cruise, it was the same motorcycle he rode in that movie. And yeah, unfortunately, the clutch was super rusted. So I was constantly flexing my hand, and it was super hard. So I developed, I think, problems from that too. Yeah. I know, EP. Well, wasn't the best doctor. Do you still think about that doctor? Yeah, I get not as much anymore, but there was a time where I was really pissed off about it. Yeah. All right, guys, enough. It is time. Spawning on the east side of the map, we have 3DB, our Chinese champion, and he is going to be quite cozy in his hill and dale position. On the west side of the map, we do have our Rus player. Now, this is what the hell is this spawn here? This is the weirdest hill and dale I've ever seen. Look at this shit. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing right now? Normally hill and dale has a huge opening, but rather their choke points are right next to each other with like the openings being on the outside. Now, I actually think this is kind of cool, but yeah, very, very strange. Very, very strange. I told them that the first map was Dry Arabia, but it's not a huge deal. They can play on this one anyways, since they're already here in the game. Yeah, neat stuff indeed. So here we are. We have a mill coming out here for the Chinese, setting up right next to this this deer camp, which is good. If you can just go ahead and hurry and mine out this deer camp before the Rus can steal it, that's great. That's going to feel pretty good. So here we do have the official coming out. The official for Chinese is very standard, and it looks like he's going to be going for the Chinese taxation build. So rather than mining early gold, what some Chinese players will do is they'll basically just go for the deer carcasses here in conjunction with the forest. And every resource that's dropped off at either a mill or a lumber camp or a mining camp for the Chinese generates tax, which you see represented right here on the bottom. And then your official can collect that tax at 20 maximum per time until you get the upgrade, which allows him to carry 40. And he drops those bad boys off in the base. So it's kind of like Rus. Like neither player needs to go for the early gold, which is quite neat. The map is Hill and Dale. Yeah, this is a very, very strange. Normally Hill and Dale is very different, but I mean, I'm okay with this. It's going to be kind of interesting. Like fighting over this little like ravine here in the middle, and obviously the sides are going to be quite open. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's totally fine. So scouts for the Rus, moving out. Chinese, obviously very good play by 3DB. He's able to deny the deer camp right here, so he does take those bad boys down and is able to kind of push them. And here the scout of the Chinese moving across, grabbing sheep wherever he can, and 3DB really on point. He's taking out all the wolves. You know what he could also do is he could grab all these wolves and take them on a big caravan back to his base. Yeah, he could take them back to the base. The spawn is certainly a little bit better for China, I would say, because his choke point here in the front is a little bit more narrow, whereas the Rus is quite a bit bigger. But Rus can wall off pretty effectively with wooden palisades for like a very cheap price point. But again, it's not that big of a deal because most Rus players don't even wall off. Like they're just going to be rushing horse archers and harrying you at different points in the base. So quite cool. So the scout is moving back. He's luring the doggos away, and the Rus scout very angrily chasing. And you can see he really wants to get those wolves. He's trying to get the wolf picks as they're being lured back to the Chinese TC. And this is a really good denial by 3DB. Oh no, you need to watch out. The wolves are swarming. The scout's going to get dragged down by the dread wolves. But yeah, that's denying what? 25, 50, 100 bounty to the Rus and 100 gold. Yeah, that's brutal. I think the wolves are worth how much bounty? Let's check. Although, on that same note, the Rus have still almost reached 250 bounty, so the other scout must be doing pretty well. It looks like Homeboy up here was able to find some deer camps and do well, and he has lured the wolves back to the TC, and then the Chinese TC is just going to be taking those bad boys out, and that's good. So there you go, sweet wolf, good night. We'll see you on the other side. In the meantime, China just basking in the resources right here. All of these herdable sheep being brought to the mill. Very, very strong play for sure. And that second official is now out. So 3DB going for double official. And, you know, as someone who I consider myself a Chinese main, I'm taking some notes because 3DB, I think, is in the top 25 players in the world. He is very, very strong. So, and if he's playing China this way, I think that is going to be the correct build for sure. So collecting more taxes, so you can see he's bringing back the 20 gold, and China has been able to get enough gold almost. They're just barely short. Definitely killing it on food, I would imagine. Yeah, look at this. 3DB really, really far, quite ahead on food for this point in the game because of the supervision, which allows you for 20% more. Now, the Rus are going through the second age, quite a bit ahead of China, but China usually has a delayed age, especially with this build. But again, it's very good for eco, but you will be slightly behind in terms of your age advancement, but it's not a problem because China builds 100% faster. So typically you can catch up very, very quickly with the ages. This is how dogs were domesticated. Yeah, I suppose so. Imperial Academy first, which I love this. This is such a good play because the Academy is hitting the lumber camp here, it's hitting the mill, and it's also hitting this mining camp. And Rus, they don't put early pressure on usually. Rus players are very greedy. They usually just go to the castle age, and then from there they just get a bunch of horse archers, right? Like we saw Cheese do in the previous game. So in this case, I think that 3DB is going to be quite cozy. So what the Imperial Academy does is nearby buildings generate 100% extra tax gold. So that's really, really good. So you'll notice a resource drop off here is only 1 right now, but I believe when this is done, it should be 2. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. 3DB is top 10, actually. Thank you for the correction there. So 3DB is a top 10 player in the world. I don't know about Whammo1. I don't know if I've seen him in my tournaments before, if he's playing on like a Smurf or something, but nonetheless, a very, very good build here. Very standard Rus build. Going to be getting the professional scouts. He will be getting all of his scouts on the map, grabbing what deer he can. Oh, I love this. Look at this, guys. Check this shit out. The Rus are walling in the Chinese. They're like, oh, you like that choke point here. How about we wall it up for you, which is good. And that's going to make it harder for the Chinese to wall too, because they would have to build a big like round wall here, which costs more resources, but yeah, look at that, dude. Oh my god, the dreaded Rus wall in. I wonder if he's going to wall every choke. I mean, this does give Rus pretty good map control, And are Rus going to go for a more greedy build? That would actually be really interesting to see, because the meta is fast castle. But I don't know if you guys remember, but Pepperidge Farm remembers. The original Rus build was actually to go Golden Gate, buy stone, and go quick double TC and do more of a greedy build in that way. The Rus have also reached their second bounty. So if you guys are new to the game, you haven't seen Age of Empires, 4, the way that the Rus bounty system works is as they take out various wildlife on the map, they get increased food harvest rate, and their hunting cabins generate gold at a faster rate. So hunting cabins generate gold based on the tree lines they're near. So this one's generating 30 per minute. But as you get your bounty system a little bit more improved, you're going to be getting faster and faster rates there. So that is essentially how the Rus work. So the Chinese are going for Grand Theft Venison as well, and also getting a bunch of horsemen out of the map. So 3DB does have horsemen. He did build the stables in his base. And China, you know, people might not think this, but China is actually excellent at Grand Theft Venison. And the reason why is because their supervisors can supervise a mill, which makes the research go 200% faster. They can do the same thing with their stables and pump out horsemen and scouts and all of that sort of good stuff. So very, very neat indeed. So yeah, the Chinese are the ones putting some early pressure here on the Rus. Income per minute here, apparently it's -0 for China. We don't ask questions here. But the spearmen hunting down the villager, and the villager here will fall. The Rus did build a wooden fortress, so they should be somewhat durable against this horseman harass. And Rus are probably the hardest hit in the game to actually harass. Very, very tough. Wooden fortresses, and you know, obviously the cheap palisades can be quite nice. Deer are being grabbed from the map, and the Chinese horsemen are out and about looking for opportunities. And I think they're just going to be guarding this. Yeah, it looks like the horsemen are guarding the deer camp. So 3DB just trying to deny whatever food he can. Now, in terms of the food per minute, obviously the China will typically have 20% more on the Grand Theft Venison because of the official, right? So he's just sitting here doing his thing and having a good old jolly time. Now back in the base here, we do have a stable, not producing anymore. Chinese official collecting taxes. And here the Rus are actually looking to wall. So the Rus are put in a little bit of a defensive position as the Chinese horsemen are going to be intercepting here. So look at that, going after these scouts, but horsemen have pretty pitiful DPS. It's only 9 damage against 110 HP. And also on top of that, scouts do regenerate, right? So it's not going to be like a karate chop. And here they come. So Israel in chat asking, how do you invite who will participate in these weekly tournaments? It is open to everyone and there are no ELO requirements. So if you want to come and get punished by the Mista and these other high level players, you are more than welcome to come join me in that. It is quite a bit of fun. So anybody can join. Welcome to everyone. I will maybe do tournaments with like requirements. I might do like a beginner tournament at some point where it's like people only below a certain point, so like they can have a chance to play through a bracket. But we'll see. For now, both players doing pretty good on the venison. I think the Rus were slightly ahead. I mean, looking at the deer here, he's got a ton of deer, and it looks like the Chinese have quite a bit less in terms of deer. But again, a pretty good sheep haul as well. But it looks like the Rus were getting the last laugh. You can see they have way more deer than the Chinese do in their base. And the wall off in the front is causing problems. Yeah, we got that little wall there. It's going to make the Chinese have to take long routes. It looks like China actually opting to set up their own wooden palisades. So walling here and here. And, you know, this might seem like a benefit for China, right, that they have their own little wall in the front, but the Rus can build a gate and just go right through that, right? And the Chinese horseman actually diving into the base. Oh, and he tried to jack some. Look at this. So 3DB came in with 2 scouts to dive there, letting the horseman tank the shots and was able to get 1 deer. So that's cool. Yeah, he got 1 deer. And now he's going to be fleeing the scene with that. Although, oh, I think he's going to get trapped. Is this wall going to get finished over here? Golden Gate is up. The Abbey of the Trinity is finished. And the Rus are here with their 9-minute castle age, which is very, very standard. He took a little bit of pressure as well. And, but yeah, Ivan's going to be coming out, the dreaded warrior monk, and the horse archer spam is here. Now, how will China respond to this? 3DB, rather than going for a greedy double TC, which is the mistake I would make, is going for the astronomical clock tower. I would imagine going to be getting a very quick nest of bees and trying to Nicolas Cage his opponent. So we'll find out. Here, the Rus scouts are inside the base. Oh my god, are we going to get a theft? Oh no. China has no way to stop this. Beautiful play by Whammo1. He's coming for the grand theft. It is theftception. And he's going to be moving in and jacking all the deer from the Chinese base. Oh, that's brutal. He's getting all the goodies. And is he going to get away with it? He can't keep getting away with this. And he gets all the deer. Oh my god, that is so rough for China if he escapes. He might not. He might not. He's probably going to lose one of them here. China, look at China. They're rushing all the villagers to block him up. Oh my god, 3DB does trap 1. So he gets 2 of the deer back. But the Rus are able to get the rest of them, and they will be escaping out of the north side of the base. Oh my god, what a meme, dude. What a meme. Jesus. He got all of those. Yeah, and there you go. Very, very nice. And it looks like some of the deer have been left behind. But yeah, that was a great Rus theft right there. And now horse archers are coming out in full force. So we got a couple horse archers here. We have one right here as well. The Chinese base is relatively safe. Although Rus could just build a gatehouse right here and just move right through. And I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. Or maybe they'll just go around the top. Also, Rus is going to be getting the relic advantage. So here comes the warrior monk moving down to grab the relics near the base. So yeah, China's going to be there's going to be a lot of disadvantages here. And some of the horsemen here are getting popped by the Rus horse archers as well. Will they get that one? Rus horse archers hit very hard. They do 12 damage. Whereas camel riders, I think, hit for 10. And Mangudai hit for like something in that ballpark as well. But yeah, he's setting up a gate in the front. And yeah, oh dear. I love that. Yeah, it's good. So here comes the fortified palisade wall. It is going to be set up and allow the horse archers into the hen house, metaphorically speaking. No nest of bees yet, and China is back on the deer game. Yeah, they have a couple left. Rus didn't get every single one. As far as upgrades, it looks like China isn't getting any upgrades at the moment. Probably will get the ranged armor upgrade in time. And now the barbecue of the sun is being built to protect this gold, which I think is a very good play. This is also the main opening into the base, but I don't know if 3DB recalls that the palisade gate can just be built and the Rus can just pour right into his front gate with like a million horse archers. In terms of relics for the Rus, it looks like they're getting their first one, but that is the first of many. Honestly, I think that the Rus are going to get every single relic on the map, and China is going to be forced into a super defensive posture. Now, what does China do in response to this? In my opinion, probably Imperial Age and Bombards. If I were China, I would just go full greed. I would get stone walls here. I would get stone walls up here. I would just wall everything in and just basically try and get Imperial Age Bombards and artillery and just overwhelm the Rus in that way. Because now the Rus are moving into the base, and China's pretty damn vulnerable right now, guys. These horse archers probably going to get, at least 4 or 5 kills right here. Yep, going to be turning. One villager's down. No, oh, look at that. They all jumped in the village. Great reaction time there by 3DB, but his food is going to be forced back. And B hasn't really been building any military. Now he's building the Zhugnu, the repeater crossbows, but for the most part, the horse archers have been very, very effective. And the crazy part is, behind all this, we're also seeing the Rus grabbing all the relics on the map and walling them in. So the Rus are walling in the Chinese on every front. Yeah, a couple of horse archers go down there to the Chinese defenses. The TC also able to get some good shots. But like, I feel like you need to be building the repeater crossbows earlier because now there's like a massive horseman and they have just like a floodgate into your base. Like a wall, like horse archers on Hill and Dale could have just been walled out and you wouldn't have to deal with them, right? You could basically do whatever you want in your little safe Hill and Dale. And that's why China is probably considered to be actually just as strong as Rus on this map. But I don't think 3DB took advantage of that, right? Like now the Rus are just in the hen house and it's going to be super tough. I mean, he's building horsemen as well as repeater crossbows. He's getting the Zhugnu upgraded to the next age. And he is mining here a little bit, but I mean, man, that is a lot of horse archers there, guys. And do they have any upgrades yet? Not quite. Repeater crossbows do trade very effectively in my experience, but there's only like 3 or 4 of them here. This official is probably going to get popped in the face, and 3DB is going to be in huge danger, man. Especially since the Rus have control of the choke points here. Now the Rus are all up in here. Oh my god, he loses another official. I think he just lost 2 officials. And the Rus horse archers just going bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. So, looking at the eco, the Rus have 44 villagers right now. 3DB probably is not that far behind. He's got 38. I mean, he would have had more before the raids, obviously, and here come a couple more shots, but the production is also pinned down, which is very, very brutal. So now they're moving back out, and the Rus, once again, have another legion of horse archers. And I felt like if he just walled, if he had just gotten some walls here, horse archers cannot do shit to walls, right? And then you get nest of bees, you get repeater crossbows, and you can easily crush this army. It was just a tough misplay there, man. So repeater crossbows do pick off 2 horse archers there. So good awareness by B, but I think it's too much to come back from. Like, I think that the Rus are just all up in his base, and it's going to be a relatively tough cookie here. Yeah, just a little bit too greedy. Just a little bit too greedy here for B, not building any military. That kind of felt like what happens to me with China a lot, with Holy Romans. Yeah, man. He could have just set up a palisade here, and none of that would have happened. None of that would have happened. He would have been booming. He would have been happy. But alas, he paid the iron price, and wham, 0-1. Really, with some very, very solid Rus play. Was able to punish him. GG, well played. So that is going to be game 1 going to the wham, the big wham. Score right. Let's pop this up. And there you go. Fire Lancers are good late game, yeah. I wouldn't build Fire Lancers or rush them in that position. I think repeater crossbows, but he just didn't build any military. He just and like his opponent had control over all the chokes too. Like you have to build some defenses there, yeah. I know that might seem like, yeah, horse archers are OP here, and yeah, they are pretty damn strong and probably a little bit OP, but like China definitely has the tools to deal with that. They just weren't used, yeah. Yeah. Now I don't feel bad for losing a similar game. Absolutely. Yeah. Like China on an open field map would really struggle against that. But on Hill and Dale, like a choke map like that, I think they have the tools to defend that by just walling and teching, and then the horse archers fall off. But it just didn't happen. Yeah. Needed some walls. Needed some walls. GG. Let me take a look at the players here. All good. I just spectate. All right, so let me see the maps I gave them. So they did Hillendale first. So now do Arabia. Perfect. Unless they already, or did you guys play game 1 already? I don't know if they already played game 1 before. We'll have to double check this. We'll double check. All right, looking here. Who won game 1? So let's see who won game 1. They did already play game 1 before this guy, so we might be a little bit later on. they had a Mongol mirror. All right, GG, well played. So the Mongol mirror was won by Wham. So Wham actually ended up winning the series. So we're going to be going to the grand finals now. Yeah, because I told them they could start since it's pretty late. I think some of the players are over in Eastern Europe. So, all right, sounds good. Sounds good. So now we have Wham 01 versus. Let's go ahead and pull up the bracket here and make it official. FTW Cheese. And here we are. FTW Cheese. Best of 5. Good luck, have fun. So maps are. And we will do this as well. And then for the last one, we can do French Pass. I'm just giving them the maps to the best of 5. Cool. So we're switching it up on maps a little bit. So it's probably you're gonna see some different civs. So French Pass is our first map. All right, let's get this party started. Thank you for joining. Wham has won the series. They played their other game off stream because it's getting a little bit late. I think 3DB is actually over, and where is he from? Is he Russian? Yeah, but nonetheless, it was pretty late for them, so they started that. So now we're going to the grand finals here. So just going to update the old scorecards, and we'll get started in just a second. Thank you all for joining today. It's been an absolute blast, and let's set this up and get this good to go, man. All right, so it is going to be Wham versus FTW Cheese. I assume there'll be some Mongols and some Rus and different things like that. Probably going to be the usual suspects. Setting up the score. Got to make sure they don't put a delay on this time. All right, and no delay. All right, so they're going to get in the lobbies, and we'll be good to go in a minute. Perfect. Yeah, I think China is actually a pretty good answer against counter against Rus. It just wasn't the proper execution. Yeah, but again, he's playing. They're both super high level players, right? So anything can happen. Anything can happen. Will they put an editor mode in this game so you can build your own maps? Yeah, I think they are. Don't they already have something like that? I could have sworn I saw somebody doing like a testing video where he was like spawning units. So maybe that's the case. Yeah, who knows? Cheese is getting ready to get in the microwave on top of a Wham. We'll see, man. We'll see. I find a disturbing lack of Wolo Low. Yeah, Wolo Low happens occasionally, but like the problem is Wolo Low is better at lower levels of play. Like whereas at high levels, people are very aware of it. You know what I would actually like about the Wolo Low is if it didn't make the sound effect. Like you had to see it happening, and then you could actually ambush people with it. Because right now it's just too obvious. Like some big sound plays, and it's like, oh, you know, there you go. I had a crazy game in the beta though. I was playing against, who was it? Oh, it might have been Kazva. So you guys probably know Kazva from Age of Empires 2, or is he a 3? I can't remember, but we were having an epic duel. It was very, very close. And, you know, we were both learning the game. It was like probably like right when the closed beta came out. And I was like in a position, I felt as if I was winning. And then he runs a Rus warrior monk down to my gold mine and he stole like 35 villagers from me. And I was just so owned, bro. I got owned so hard. And I basically lost because of that. I just like lost my gold economy and just couldn't sustain a good army anymore. When do you start the stream? The stream has already started. Yeah, right now we're just waiting for the grand finals to get set up. So we have the players getting all good. They're in the lobby. They're picking their civs right now. So let's go ahead and switch on over here and do it. So yeah, this is the grand finals. This is the best of 5. So this is going to be a long haul. Unless it's a 3-0 sweep, which I don't see happening. I think it's going to be a pretty even fight between these two lads. But we'll see. We will see. Alrighty, all set. Thank you once again for joining. If you guys have any questions about the game, community, all that sort of good stuff, now is a good time. Yeah. Oh my god, I got Wolo load so hard. So, Veggie in chat saying, Nerox got a great Wololo in my quarterfinals game off stream. He got 8 scouts? Oh, shit. That's pretty good. Secret villager steals. Yeah, that's more the thing. And Rus are really good at it. Rus and Delhi can do it great because Delhi have the track star scholars and Rus obviously ride a horse. Yeah. Villager steal is the only way I've seen it work. Yeah, that's how it works. You know what's pretty interesting though? I was playing an FFA game at the end of one of my streams, and we had the Rus, not the Rus, but we had the Abbasid. So Abbasid can actually Wolo low without a relic, but it's only single target. So normally that's not very good in big fights, but against Delhi Sultanate, if they're attacking you with elephants, you can actually Wolo low their elephants away and steal them. It is so funny. Yeah, really, really fun time. Don't listen to the words of the heretics, yeah. I know. All right. It looks like they are loading into the first game. It is going to be the Grand Finals. FTW Cheese versus the Wham 01. Both of them with pretty dominant 2-0 victories in their respective matches. We will see who will carry that momentum on to the Grand Finals as they load into the match. Or when Turin pushed his Warrior Monk for a moving Wolo low. You can do that. Yeah, you can do that. You can like bump your Warrior Monk. All right, no delay. Come on, boys. Oh my god, what the hell is this? A Holy Roman Empire mirror match? In game 1 of the Grand Finals in blind picks? All right, guys, it's going to be a Holy Roman mirror. We have FTW Cheese on the HRE and Wham 01 on the Chad HRE as well. Oh my god, what is going on here, guys? This is very strange. So we're on the French Pass. And we're going to be seeing people fighting over relics, I would imagine. Yeah. It's like, are we just cursed with the mirror matches? Like, the players pick, like, on this map, okay, Mongols are like S+++ on this map. China is amazing on this map. French are amazing on this map. HRE is good here too, but like, they wouldn't be like my first thought of a pick. And then suddenly, like, both players, what are the odds of a double HRE pick? Badir, keep up the solid content, Turin. Your commentary is wholesome and super informative. We are lucky to have you in the community. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. That's some very kind words. Dude, this is some weird shit. Yeah, like, what, can we get something that isn't a mirror match? 3DB they were the only ones, because 3DB and Wham, their first game was also a Mongol mirror match. Yeah, wow. You know, part of me thinks that there's a mirror match of the HRE because neither player wants to use the Mongols yet, because map 3 is actually Danube River, and I think that they're saving the Mongols for that. Yeah, I think that's the case. So very standard opening. Usually the meta build for the Holy Romans now is to build a prelate first. So you build the prelate right away. He's able to motivate your food workers. You have to be careful though, because sometimes they get through the sheep really quickly and then you're just sitting there with no sheep. So you got to make sure to bring your initial sheep back to the base. Now this prelate here, he's going to be given the Jesus. Oh, dude, look at this prelate. He's got the Friar Tuck haircut. Oh, I can't zoom in. Look at that. He's got like the full-on friar haircut. He's got the Italian Spartacus hair. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Magical. Now for the HRE down here, the builds are basically identical, guys. Like, not really a whole lot to talk about. But honestly, the biggest deciding factor in this game is who's going to be getting the relics. Whose regnants will be full, whose coffers will be overflowing with gold and wealth and joy and happiness, and who will be destitute and starving on gold. That is going to be the biggest factor. Mike in chat asks, does Turin watch live chat? Yes, I do. And that's one of my favorite things about YouTube is I can actually chat with you guys. Whereas on Twitch, it's random emojis and memes. Granted, I enjoy memes as well, but you know, I like that I can chat with you guys here. Yeah, and especially if there's like downtime in the game. So a Delhi on Danube River is OP. Yeah, they're actually very good on the map. So we could see a Delhi pick. Yeah. I know we went from seeing like the sweatiest civilizations possible, like Rus and Mongols every game, to just seeing the other end of the spectrum. Now all we need is like a Delhi mirror match on Danube River, and then I think the sun and stars would implode. So very good Aachen position. Aachen here is going to be hitting everything. They're probably both going to go Grand Theft Venison. The sheep have been brought back. We do have the lumber camp and the mill. So if you guys are new to the game, the Aachen Chapel basically inspires units in a large radius. So you guys probably noticed that the prelate here is giving the Jesus to all of these villagers, making them gather 40% faster and also carry 40% more. Now, he can only do it on so many units. He can't be everywhere at once, right? Well, what you do with the HRE is you go with the Aachen Chapel and you put him in there and they basically give him a megaphone and he just blasts out the sermons on a megaphone out to all of your workers and they work faster, which is very, very cool. Now down here, same thing happening. You know, the Aachen Chapel's coming up, going to be giving a huge gold boom and wood boom as well as food. Both players doing pretty much identical builds. The meta is pretty well defined for the HRE, especially on a map like French Pass, because it's a very big chunky map. And if you want to rush on this map, typically supply lines are too long. They have to walk all the way down here. And by the time you get there, your opponent will be castle age and you're probably going to be losing. So it's just going to be greedy economic booms. Now, another aspect of this map, which is very strong, is trade. You can get your trade post going and you can just trade all the way across the back of this map and just get a ton of gold. So trade is a huge thing. And that's why Mongols are almost always picked on this map, because they can set up the silver tree and get greedy ass trading on the back of the map, and it's really hard to punish it because it's just a huge map and rushing there is tough. So that's just my 2 cents. Rus is also not bad on this map, although Rus likes to be in your face a little bit quicker. That's why Rus is one of the more go-to civilizations for small maps. Like Lipany, like Arabia, the horse archers can basically do whatever they want. Rus do not want choke points. Rus like big open field where they can surround your base and harass you with the horse archers. So I would say that Rus isn't like super common on this map, but for the most part, one cool thing is they can get the relics quickly. So they can get all the relics with a fast castle age, and they can also take the sacred sites very fast. And yeah, they can do that for sure. But I think that the S tier civs on this map are the more defensive civs, like China. I think French is actually very good because French can get crazy trading as well. And yeah, like those type of civs. HRE is not bad here either. Like getting the sacred sites, getting the relics, that is the big deciding factor. So where are the Aztecs in AoE 4? I don't know. I'm really eager to see what civs we're going to be getting next. I want more civs, but like I don't need it that much. What I really want to see is the game get completely fixed from all the issues, like with Delhi and some of the other stuff they have in the game. Like once they fix all that stuff, then I'll be like, all right, where are the new civs at? Abbasid is not bad on this map. Certainly underrated. The ability to get the trade wing of the House of Wisdom and just get the crazy trade in the late game. Abbasid can steamroll you because Abbasid can get the Grand Bazaar upgrade from the House of Wisdom. And basically what that's going to be doing is that will give you secondary resources. So the traders will bring back gold, and they bring back, I think, 25 or 30% of a secondary resource of your choosing, which is crazy good. Will I do a 2v2 tournament? Yes, I will. I will do 2v2 tournaments as well as FFA tournaments. So I do like the farms. Probably not going to be going for Grand Theft Venison. Usually when you see the farm set up like this, sometimes it's indicative that they're just going to be going for a farming economy. And Aachen is hitting these farms, right? Yeah. So the farmers will be working very fast and yeah, should be getting the work done. Are we seeing farms down here? No. So it looks like Wham-O1 is going to be going for Grand Theft. He's already got it finished. Just about Professional Scouts is done here. And the scouts are being pumped out in droves. Are we seeing scouts coming out for the Cheese? Looks like Cheese is a little bit behind. I don't know if he knows he's behind, but look at this. Yeah, we saw this from Wham. Wham did this before. He gets the map control early. He did this last game against B, right? And then he walls his opponent in. And against HRE, that's really bad. Like if Cheese gets walled into his base here, he's gonna have a terrible time because all these relics are gonna be getting taken, and he's just gonna lose the game probably. So that's a very aggressive wall. And look at this! He's walling on both sides. Oh my god! Oh my god! This is so troll. I love it. Yeah, walling on this is very big because HRE, that you want those relics. So we got one relic here, spawning on the side of Wham. We have 3 neutral relics and 1 relic over here. This is actually like the most fair relic spawn I've ever seen. Like both players have one. Oh, he's gonna be losing a scout to a horseman here. Oh, it's running, it's got 3 HP. The horseman's hot on his tail, and the horseman does get an early kill. It's pretty unfortunate for the old Cheese Master. Now, Cheese getting a horseman out of his own. He's gonna be trying to take out the villager building the Great Wall of the Holy Romans here, which is certainly a nice pick. The wall is being built up on the other side here, so yeah, we'll be pinning those bad boys in place. And this villager, once again building the wall, looks like he is going to be taken out by the horseman, and that really will be quite nice for Cheese. This gives him an opportunity for a little bit of counterplay. We might even see Cheese come down here and build like an outpost right here, perhaps, to try and make sure it doesn't get finished. Who knows? Who knows? We do have the Regnitz Cathedral coming out for Cheese very quickly. So he is doing the Regnitz, and the Regnitz is not coming up yet for Wham. Wham is banking resources, but it looks like his food economy was a little bit worse. The Grand Theft Venison will change that, but getting the fast Regnitz here is very strong, but is he going to be able to get the relics is the thing, right? Whoever has control with the horsemen on the middle of the map is going to be able to get the relics. Is there a prelate preemptively placed? We do have a prelate over here getting ready to grab this bad boy. So they're going to be coming across and bringing this back to the base. Regnitz is up, which is going to give a bit of a gold advantage. And I really do like that Cheese is going for a farm economy. He's not really playing the Grand Theft Venison, which will hurt him a little bit on food right now. But even still, it's a little bit more sustainable. And he can kind of, not have to be as reliant on the deer. Now, Regnitz is coming out for Wham. Not that far behind. It's going to be relatively insignificant. And we do have a prelate coming out to try and grab the goodies. But Man, Wham is on point. He knows this matchup, and he's coming in with the horseman, and that poor prelate, you know, does he have the Friar Tuck haircut? No, this guy's wearing a hood. That's why he's going down. You see, if he had had the Friar Tuck hair, he would have survived here, but that's it. Down he goes. He has popped, and the Horseman of Cheese coming back in to try and get that. I think that Cheese needs to build like a barracks, get a couple spearmen, and go push out and get those relics. The Regnitz does have one relic, but I mean, he's going to catch up very quickly. The Regnitz here is almost done. He's got the Scout advantage and Horseman advantage, and I think he's going to be forcing Cheese back in his base, and that is going to be very, very tough. Is it Wham-Oy? No, it's a 1. It's a 1 at the end. It's Wham-O-1, or is he Wham-Oy? Is that what he likes to be called? I'll have to ask him. We'll call him Wham for short. Yeah, I think that's suitable right now. So there's another prelate coming out. More and more farm economy being set up. No wheelbarrow or anything fancy like that. Now, looking at the eco for both players, we do have 31 villagers for Cheese, and looking at Wham-O-1, he's at 29, so slightly less, but dude, this wall is so clutch. It is so clutch. Look at this. Yeah, he's getting him completely walled in. This is going to be so rough for the Cheese man. Now, there are some early knights coming out. So we do have a knight coming out for Cheese. That will obviously help deal with these horsemen, but it's not going to like get them out of your base. And he's going for the big chunky men-at-arms. So he's getting barracks, barracks, and barracks. Relics on the map, are they being taken yet? Yeah, the Great Wall has been finished here. We have prelates moving out, do we? We got one prelate here, we got one here. Oof. This is so rough for Cheese, man. Wham is going to get this relic. He's probably going to get this one. The only other relic that's kind of up for contention is right here. I mean, I don't see this one being taken by Cheese either. He's going to have to just fight like tooth and nail to try and get that last relic, man. And look at the gate control. Like, he can move through into his opponent's lands. That prelate hiding in the bushes here. And do we have infantry coming out? Doesn't quite look like it. One horseman chasing down that last scout here. But I would imagine men-at-arms will start getting mixed in here. Dude, he's setting up an outpost here. Look at this. Yeah, oh my god. The Friar Tuck hair gives charge defense. It does. I love that. Yeah. So there was I was hosting for those of you guys who don't know me from Warhammer, I was hosting a esports kind of an event. It was for Warhammer. It was Everchosen. I'll tell you after this. So the horsemen are surrounding right here. And look at this. The knight actually gets surrounded. He's not paying attention. Cheese is going to be losing a knight to a bunch of haggard scouts and horsemen, whereas this knight could probably turn around and like kill 2 or 3 of them if he was actually fighting. And you see, he discovers it at the last second. Look at the knight trying to escape here. All right, more and more knights piling in. Might be able to free Homeboy. He's got 16 HP. It looks like he's going to be going down here. Very, very nice catch. Knights aren't cheap. And yeah, we have a swarming Zerg fight. More outposts being set up on the other side. And the funny part is, he can basically run back to the outpost and just poke the knights as they try and escape. And guys, there's 2 relics left on the open. Oh, he's coming. Friar Tuck's coming for that booty, man. He's going to be getting that relic right here. The 2 knights are trying to get out, but they're so trapped in the base. Wham is going to have all the advantages here. He's going to have all the advantages, dude. Yeah, because like, there's 1 relic in this Regnitz. There's 1 relic, and the other ones are all going to be going to him. That is so nasty. So the knight's still trying to escape here, trying to torch down the wall. It's going to take a sweet minute, especially with repairs. Wouldn't it be funny if the HRE could get emergency repairs on their walls? Oh my god, that'd be so funny right here. But yeah, so we had a Warhammer tournament going on, and basically my co-caster and I, the agreement was that I would have a mullet and he would get the Friar Tuck haircut, but alas, the Friar Tuck never happened. The mullet was there, but you know, maybe we'll make it happen someday. We'll make it happen someday. So the battle continues. Here you can see the knights trying to get through the wooden palisade. The single villager here able to repair. 1 knight does push through for Wham, and this is certainly a portent of doom, because now that there's knights coming in for Wham, despite his early investment here, he's probably going to be able to keep Cheese trapped in the base for quite some time. No walls, but he's gotten all the relics, dude. He's got, I think, a fully operational Regnitz. Yeah, he's going to get it fully pumping right now, and I think he has all the relics, guys. Ah, that's so tough. It's so tough. He's been walled in here, and the palisade wall is going down. Look at that, 118, sub 100 HP. It looks like the Cheese will finally escape from his cage, and despite all his rage, he is still just a Holy Roman in a cage, and he does jump into that knight right there. Okay. Now, is there going to be an opportunity for a counter push? Is there going to be a little bit of metal coming in? The prelate's moving out. I can see Cheese actually maybe getting back in this game if he is able to get the prelates and take the sacred sites, because that will give him a little bit of a gold boost. Also, I would like to see some early trading on this map. The other advantage that Cheese has is his food economy. I would imagine he's got sustained food with farms, and right now you can see that Wham is just being very, very greedy with his food. He's just working on the last of these deer here. He's been really focused on the aggression, but the food sustainability is going to be exponentially better for the Cheese, right? He's going to be able to just, you know, get these farms going. He's not going to have to worry about transitioning to another food source. So despite, it's not all gloom and doom for him. He still has some decent viability and some decent options here on the map. as spears continue to pile out. And yeah, he gets a little bit of control on the map. His horsemen and spears moving. Back in the base here, we do have the barracks being set up, so I would imagine the big, chunky German infantry will be pouring out as well. So they are. They don't have the mace upgrades yet, but I would imagine maces as well as the Castle Age upgrade will be coming in time. So Wham is being forced back to his base. A couple spearmen moving and fighting. Incredible micro from both players for sure. Looks like one knight might actually go down here, so the spearmen are able to pick a knight, and maybe another knight will fall as well. Gold income for Wham is obviously going to be quite a bit better because he does have a fully operational Regnitz. I believe he has 4 relics. Yeah, he's got 4. He's got 3 in the Regnitz and 1 extra one against the 1 relic here for Cheese. So Cheese moving in very aggressively, which I do think is a very, very good choice. Men-at-Arms are now in the mix though, but they are early. Okay, the Men-at-Arms haven't been upgraded yet, and they are facing veteran spearmen. So he's not going to have as much of an advantage as they usually would have. But the battle is indeed on, and the spearmen are moving into the knights. Men-at-Arms, of course, very effective, even being an age behind. Men-at-Arms are a pretty natural counter against spearmen. Spearmen have very, very low damage against them. Spearmen, of course, dependent on their large damage bonus versus cavalry. So the fight continues to rage on. Spearmen fighting the men-at-arms and zerging them. And here, there are extra spearmen kind of hanging back here. The sacred site has been taken, but in the meantime, looking up north, Wham has taken this other sacred site, and I would imagine his prelate will be moving across the map to do some good work. Food per minute, though, is very much in the favor of Cheese. The food per minute for Wham is about 600, so Cheese is going to be able to kind of keep zerging like this. And he's still pouring into the base, putting a lot of good pressure on. Men-at-arms are kind of using those classic Reaganomics tactics. No, it's not my birthday today, no. It's a running gag on the channel where people say it's my birthday every stream. I don't know why or where it came from, but it just happened. I wonder who started that. Okay, now the Men-at-Arms have been upgraded to the Castle Age. They got the big, cool plumes and, yeah, looking extra gangster for sure. So at this point, Wham is going to be able to fend off this attack, and Cheese is going to have to remuster his forces and kind of rethink his game plan because he's currently falling behind a little bit in terms of map control as well. Here we have the Sacred Site being taken. This Sacred Site is going to be taken by Friar Tuck 2.0, coming in with the old hood. Well, apparently advancing to the Castle Age gives you a hood. And, yeah, we just got mostly spearmen here for Cheese. I think Cheese needs to get a big trade economy going. Yeah, he's going Palace, he's going Imperial. So yeah, Swabia is coming. The food allowed him to get there quicker. However, Wham could also just trade his extra gold for food and go. Is there going to be Imperial Age for the Wham? Does not look like it. He is mostly pumping out Men-at-Arms and Heavy Knights with his gold advantage. And Palisades are being set up. No stone walls. Rather, he's going to be setting up his own Walmart walls here. So there are going to be some Palisades coming here and here to try and wall them out. I would like to see trade though, like set up a little trade route right here and get the trade going up north, get some stone walls here and just try and play that like long game and take advantage of the food. Oh yes, thank you guys, greatly appreciate it. Yes, of course, all the birthday wishes are very, very welcome here. Now, it looks like the HRE Men-at-Arms for Cheese do have the mace upgrade, so they get +6 bonus for his heavy, so that actually makes them pretty good against knights. Normally Men-at-Arms are pretty god-awful against knights, but with the mace upgrades, they can actually out-trade the enemy Men-at-Arms who only have these swords. So there's a battle underway. Some of the scouts do go down. Spears are getting some decent attacks here into the knights, and honestly, it looks like Cheese's army is winning this. And the reason why is because of the mace upgrades. Although those knights doing good work, more and more Men-at-Arms piling out from the base. Supply lines, though, are pretty good for Wham. He's got constant reinforcements coming in, but the mace upgrades are quite big. It looks like the Men-at-Arms here for Wham did actually go for the two-handed upgrades instead of the mace upgrades, and now they are pushing back the forces of Cheese. So they're being forced back into his base here. Men-at-Arms going to be valiantly holding the old wall here, trying to make sure the knights and enemy troops do not get through, as some of the Men-at-Arms do fall, but this is looking pretty grim, guys, looking pretty grim. Here we do have the sacred site here and here. I mean, there's a sacred timer going down. Cheese is forced back into his base. The one advantage he does have is he's Imperial Age and his opponent's not. And also the farm economy is way better. Like, looking at food right now for Wham, it's pretty bad, comparatively speaking. He's only getting the berry bushes here, like hitting him pretty hard. That's going to run out. And the food might be able to carry Cheese back into the game. But he's going to need to get some control. Like, get these sacred sites, maybe get a keep. Oh my god, he's walling him in! He's walling him in, baby! Oh my god, look at this, man. This is so troll. This is so troll! He's walling him into his base, and now the Men-at-Arms for Cheese are coming out. He is Imperial Age, though, so like he could just get cannons and bombards and shit like that and probably push out. I mean, his gold income isn't great, but it's not terrible either. But he's going to run out of gold in his base. He only's got 400 gold here, although there's another vein of about 4,000 right here. So here comes the Men-at-Arms doing battle once again. The two-handed weapons versus the one-handed maces. We will see who will win the day. A couple of the knights do get dragged down, taken to the techno, taken to the club by those maces, and they're going to pull back through the walls. And now we got siege workshops coming in. Man, I have to say, Wham is playing such clean games today. Like every game we've seen him play is just so smooth, so smooth. The Misto watching from his throne, spectating his future competition. So siege workshops being set up for Cheese and his base. Prelates here coming to motivate the lumber workers. The farm economy popping off. Imperial Age is here. And do we have elite units yet? Let's see. So they're not elite men-at-arms yet. I would imagine the upgrade's coming. Let's see. Yeah, so he's getting the mace upgrade. And is he getting the elite upgrade? Not quite yet. No, he's not. So I would imagine the elite upgrade will come when he's able to bank a little bit of gold. Yeah, this is crazy, man. The old wall is here, and look at this. The old stone wall on the other side as well. Double stone walls. Oh, my God. Talk about just going in on it. Now he's going to be getting a farm economy of his own, so he will be switching. That's the one thing Wham has been, or Cheese has been doing very well this game. He's been able to get that consistent farm food, so he has been ahead of his opponent in that regard, leading to a fast Imperial Age. But, I mean, man, Cheese is very high up on score. Wham's army is pretty small comparatively, and that's because of the food. So looking at the military supply for Cheese, I mean, he is at, Wham is 31. Cheese is currently sitting at 44. His army's quite a bit stronger, but mangoes are going to make it very tough to bull rush the walls. I would like to see siege engineering and just see battering rams in conjunction with bombards, but I guess you could just buy bombards. Yeah, bombards are going to be able to break down these walls very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. So looking on the other side of the map, we do have a keep coming up as well for the red HRE player. The double wall is coming. So this side is pretty much out of the question. Like, there's probably about 8 minutes left on the sacred site timer. So, you know, what I would imagine it's going to be like 2 or 3 bombards, a couple battering rams. Look, they're doing the Shaun of the Dead dance. They're circling here. Yes, there they go. I love it. And the ram is out. Double mango, though, man. That's going to make it very tough to push. Archery ranges are being set up. Crossbows are being made. But it is Imperial versus the castle. So looking at the banked resources, currently Wham is not even looking to go. So this is actually very scary. If Cheese is able to escape, oh, look at the big shots. The men-at-arms get popped in the face there. He built the rams too close to the walls here. And now the bombards are thumping in there. And it's about to get pretty real for sure. But if Cheese is able to escape here, his food economy may be able to win him the game. The fact that he got Imperial and his opponent is taking a little bit more of a greedy kind of a sacred approach here. Oh my God, those mangoes are just doing so much damage against this army. Oh. He needs some prelates. They need some milk. Come heal them. The walls are down. The bombard cannons are moving through. And now we're going to be having a royal rumble as the battering rams proceed. Bombard cannons are working on the mangonels here. They do two-shot them, which is quite strong. Looks like that mango will get back. Torches are coming in. It's still a big choke point you have to get through. So that's very, very tight for sure. Very, very tight. So here comes the battering rams. One of them's pushed back. Springhalds are in the picture. Okay, Springhalds aren't bad against bombard cannons. They do more damage against siege now. And it looks like the Holy Romans of Cheese are moving. Oh my God, they're too bunched. You need to fan them out. Fan them out. Go chase these guys. Oh my God, that's going to be so much damage. And it looks like the men do get back there. The big, thick infantry are able to compromise the mangonel position. That is exactly what needs to happen. They're still not elite due to the, obviously, the rush and having to spend on bombards here. But getting the mangonels down is the step in the right direction. More and more men-at-arms are piling in. The triple Springhalds here, certainly being quite problematic. But the men-at-arms do get the mangonels down. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to muster another push. And the Springhalds are able to finish off the bombard cannons. And now Cheese is going to have to go back to the drawing boards and muster a new army. And I think what's going to happen in the meantime is that there's going to be a re-wall. There's going to be another wall set up here. Yep, just like that. It's coming down. Battering rams being torched. This is looking pretty grim for the blue Holy Romans. And with that, Cheese is going to be withdrawing from the game. GG, well played. That is game 1 in our best-of-5 finals, going to the dreaded Wham. Oh my God, what a game. That was some crazy shit, man. That was some crazy stuff. I know, it's so nice not seeing mass Springhalds. That was cool, man. I actually enjoyed the Holy Roman Mirror. Dude, look at the score, though. Yeah, look at the score. Like, Cheese lost the game being, like, super far ahead on score. And again, that's because of the sacreds and the positioning and the walls and things like that. He had the better food economy. If he could have broken out of that fight, Cheese would have won the game. Like, the economy for him, he had such a good economy with food. I really don't know why people don't do trade more on that map. Yeah. Crazy stuff. GG, well played. That is going to be game 1. Let's go ahead and update ye old scorecard. It is going to be a win for the Wham. Boom. And now we can kind of progress over to the next game. Hydrate, stretch, and press like, chat, says Kevin Morgan. Thank you, man. Dude, the walls were super clutch. Those were super annoying. But it wasn't just the walls. It was the relic denial, too. The relic denial was just nasty, nasty. But Cheese's farm economy was way better. Yeah, so both players had a bit of an advantage on the other, like the gold versus the food. Yeah, it was very good. Easy game for the Holy Romans, absolutely. Imperial Age does boost your score a lot, so it's a little bit of a false inflation, but Imperial Age is very pertinent to the current state of the game because bombard cannons, you know, it is a fair boost, basically. Yeah. Thean Vu saying all of 3 Springhalds only produce to stop bombards and rams. Exactly. How can I enter these tournaments? Do we have a mod in chat who could drop a link to Discord? If not, I will drop one in just a minute. But basically, you just need to be in my Discord when I make the announcement and just join. It's open to anyone. Yeah, that was a tense game. Because if Wham's army had buckled there, it would have been game blouses. Yeah. Something about trade feels vulnerable. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He could have maybe taken a little bit more time to get like 2 or 3 bombards before pushing. I think that could have been good. He only came with 1 bombard, right? Like he could have gotten, like he had about 5 or 6 minutes left. So he could have gotten a couple more artillery pieces for that push, and maybe that would have made it different. Yeah. This is awesome. I bought this game, but I work all week. Looks like the game is alive and well. Yeah, it's doing well, for sure. I mean, obviously, it's slowing down a little bit because the launch hype is kind of dying off, but yeah, it's got a good community. It does. When is the winter tournament? I'm not sure off the top of my head. Ah, Misha coming in with the steel invite. Thank you, Misha. Appreciate you. All right, so let's go find these guys. Looks like they're in the lobby still doing their picks and bans. Let me go ahead and make sure they have no questions. The second map of this series is going to be, let me see here. It's going to be Lipanate. So more standard map. Sounds good. Sounds good. Amisha, I just saw your message as well, so we'll take a look. Chris242. Thank you for the $5. Greatly appreciate the donation. Keeps this old boomer going. Dude, I can't believe we had a Holy Roman mirror match on French Pass in our first game. I would have preferred it not to be a mirror match, but yeah. I'll take it. I'll take it, man. I will take it. Great games, just slow updates. Yeah, I know. Today was kind of weird. The stream started late because of the Microsoft crash or whatever. All the Age of Empires games were basically down today. Yeah. There's no picks and bans right now. We're doing blind picks. I'm trying a different format. I've experimented with 3 different pick and ban formats, and I'm seeing which one the players will like the most before I finalize everything. Yeah. Hey, Jason, Mr. Pig, it's going good, man. Yeah, doing good, brother. Just kind of hanging out, casting some old Age of Empires. Tomorrow we're going to be casting some Warhammer, which should be quite fun. And here we are. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in Game 2. It is going to be the Rus, led by Wham 01, facing off against the Mongols, led by FTW Cheese. So the 2 sweatiest civs have emerged from the shadows to face one another. You know, I honestly think this is a fine matchup. It's kind of fun. This is a map that's basically kind of like dry Arabia with hills. There's a couple little kind of alcoves and things like that, but for the most part, it's pretty open. And in my experience, it plays very, very similar to how Arabia plays. So, going to be going for the early tree opening here. The villagers going to be getting into that forest nice and good. The OVO is being set up over here on the west side of the map for FTW Cheese. And up in the northeast, we do have Wham 01, or Wham Oi, or whatever his name is essentially. And he's setting up the hunting cabin, house as well, and going to be going for scouts and Grand Theft Venison, I would imagine. I'm very curious to see how he deals with early aggression. Now, one of the reasons why Rus are actually quite good against Mongols is because normally one of the big cheeses on ladders for Mongols basically to tower rush or gold. And it's super oppressive against newer players and, you know, even more advanced players. But the Rus don't really care. They don't need their gold early. So they could just get to the second and even third age without mining gold at all. So I think they're pretty resilient against that. Ezekiel in chat asking, Turin, is there any news on Company of Heroes 3? So I went to go play Company of Heroes 3 during the beta, but like matchmaking wasn't working. So I just didn't bother because I figure I'll just wait till it's more optimized and a little bit more further down the line. But I do plan on covering it. Devin says, have you seen the Dune RTS slated for 2022? I don't, but I have to admit that news gives me a slight erection, and I'm hyped for it, man. Any new RTS game, especially like since Dune is a very hot topic right now, like Dune got a great movie, which is really goddamn good. Like I'm really happy to have there being like another RTS. Yeah, sign me the hell up, dude. I will play the dreaded Fremen, and my sandworms will blot out the sky. Who needs good micro in APM when you can just summon a giant sand beast and run over someone's base? Yeah, I'm trying to remember. When I played the original Dune RTS, I think I mostly played Fremen. Yeah. Harkonnen, I did play Harkonnen. I didn't really play Atreides that much. But that's some old school shit. Yeah. Very cool stuff. So, looking here, it is going to be the early Spearman build. So I would imagine as soon as Stone permits it, he will be double producing Spearmen. So now he does have 80 Stone. And here comes the double Spearman in a 1, a 2, and a 3, I would imagine. Nope, doesn't look like it. The Khan is doing some battle, and the Spearmen are coming out in droves, looking to push, and there's also a villager being sent up. So again, like I told you, this is the very meta build. It's basically Mongol tower rushes. This is what every high-level Mongol player is doing. I've had it happen to me in almost every game against Mongols recently. There was probably some big streamer or some like high level player who did it on his stream, and pretty much everyone just kind of copycats it here. So yeah, very, very good. So moving up towards the base here. I don't really know what he's going to tower though. Like, I think he'll just tower the gold still, like right by the base. Yeah, that's probably going to be the case. The Rus do have scouts though, so they can kind of fight back with the scouts and attack buildings, but who knows? Fumes, thank you for the donation of the 250. Greetings from Hong Kong. Only able to catch your streams during the weekends, but always enjoying. Hey man, really appreciate that. How's life out there? Things treating you well? You playing some Age? Thank you for that donation. Yeah, and we stream almost every day now, so hopefully we'll be able to catch a time zone that works for you. So the Rus are going to the Golden Gate, obviously going to the second Age very quickly. And the Mongols, very, very standard, going to be going for the old tower here, I would imagine. He's got to be careful though. If Wham is able to micro around those spears and like lure them into the TC and or get that one villager, that will shut down the rush a little bit. But where is that villager going? Yeah, you can see these scouts want it. They want it so bad. Oh my god, look at them coming in. Here they come. The villagers moving up. The scouts are nearby. They're eyeing the prize. Do we have more spearmen coming? Yes, the Mongols are sending more and more spears. I think they're... Oh, look at this. Oh, he's building palisade walls to like blockade the tower placement. Oh, that's so clever. But the tower is going to be set up here nonetheless. He didn't quite get exactly what he wanted. Now, this isn't going to be that bad because basically he could just build a new mill over here and just be out of range of that outpost. It's still very annoying, but it's not going to be terribly devastating. In the meantime, he just needs to stay calm, needs to get to the next age and get some archers out, and then he should be able to force back this push. The Khan just kind of sitting here, poking at some of the villagers there on the flanks. And it's all going, man. It's all going. Hey, we got the racing cat in chat. Yes. Dreadlord of Mongols. Villagers are being pulled. The outpost here is being torched down by the villagers while the scouts are threatening the villager, which is very, very... I mean, this is some micro-intensive shit right here. Outpost is probably just going to get canceled. Look at him. He's trying so hard to get that one villager. Very, very micro-intensive. I have to tell you, if this were me playing, I would have lost that villager probably 5 times over by now against this micro. All right, so the villagers have moved back into the base, going to be hitting the lumber. Back in the Mongol base, they're now mining gold, and I would imagine we'll be going to the feudal age here relatively soon. So archery ranges are coming up, which is really good. Like the archery range is like a very easy pick here because basically the archery range is really good against feudal age Mongols, against their spears and archers, but it's also what you're going to be doing in the next age as well. So another, man, he's really persistent with this outpost. More villagers are being pulled as well, and the scouts are going in for the kill here. I think you just got to dive that one villager right there. It looks like the villagers, no, he's not going for the villager. His scouts are actually attacking the spearmen, which is wild. And look at this. The Rus villagers have got their daggers out and they're doing battle, but overall that dive was a little bit off. If he could have just gotten on top of that villager, it would have died to the 4 scouts. And now the outpost is back, and I think he might have even taken some eco loss. Although, no, it doesn't look like any of the Rus villagers actually went down. So, first archers should be coming out here very, very soon. Scouts are still trying to get there, but good micro by Cheese. He's very, very on point with this. He is not letting it happen. He is guarding that diligently. And this is like what the Mongols want. They want to force you to build an outpost, so then what they can do is they can potentially cancel their outpost, get their resources back, and you wasted all this time building a wooden fortress and resources, right? The wood is 180 for this. Are the Mongols going to cancel here? Oh, and he gets the villager! But he's just going to cancel it. He's just going to cancel this outpost now and get his money back. So, I don't quite know exactly how it's been changed. In the recent patch, they changed the way that resources are returned, but overall, this is down here. So archers are being made, only a couple. You don't need too many. And I think the Mongols are going to be backing off this now. I think they feel they might have gotten their money's worth by just disrupting him and, you know, forcing APMs elsewhere and forcing the wooden fortress. But the wooden fortress isn't a useless investment. It does give you extra wood drop-off, so not bad, not bad. Overall, in terms of the villagers, the Mongols sitting at 22 eco and 23 for the Rus. So the Rus, I don't think, lost a single villager during all that. And of course, they lost a scout, but that's not the end of the world. Oh my god, is the Khan going to get this scout here? Oh my god, 2 HP, and the Khan is down for the count. Man, close micro right there. Really good garrison. So what he did is he garrisoned all his villagers when the Khan got too close. And that really takes a lot of steam out of the Mongol sails. And now they're going to be forced back to their base. The spearmen are retreating. Mongols, during all that, though, did get to the deer stones, and they're building a pasture economy. So the pastures shall come up, and they're just going to get a booming, booming food economy. Mongols, I would say, have one of the scariest food economies for sure with the pasture spam. It's just a lot of good quality food that you can basically be getting consistently over the game. So, yeah, it's pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. We got a couple archers coming out. How close are the Rus to the next age? Nowhere close, really. Currently, Wham has a little bit of food, and not much. His gold count is quite low. He hasn't been mining gold this entire time. And Grand Theft Venison will kick in here soon. But again, if the Rus hadn't been harassed, normally you would see them kind of approaching Castle Age as you get to like the 8-minute mark here. But the harass was good. It did force them to do other things and to build these buildings and deal with the harass. And lose scouts also, which is going to be threatening the Grand Theft Venison efficiency. It's So we got 4 on gold here. Pumping the old jams. Lumber economy is pretty good. Do we see any upgrades? We do not see forestry, nor do we see the specialized mining pick, so no eco upgrades coming in for the Rus. Looks like he's going to be jacking the deer on the other side. Did we see the Grand Theft Venison? We do, but it's still a ways off, actually. We still have about 26, 27 seconds right there. And the Mongols are just kind of cackling right now, setting up their yam networks, getting their outposts in their base, and just these spearmen are, you got to stay fit. You know, you're a soldier. You gotta stay in shape for war. They're just jogging back and forth to get that cardio going. Cardio beats Rus, apparently. That's some good stuff. Arrow slits being made as well, and that is kind of a preemptive build against the horse archers. I'm quite curious to see the Mongol response to the horse archer spam. I would imagine it's just archers of their own, probably. Archers and knights, I think, and mangonels. Siege engineering with mangonels backed up to kind of splash damage those guys down probably is going to be the play that we'll see. So here they go, spearmen just jogging back and forth. The Rus able to finally get their bounty here, so they do get all those deer and bring them back. Now, taking a look at the bounty for the Rus, let's look. They're currently at 350, so overall he's had a pretty good haul. 150 away from getting to the final tier. The boars do grant you 75, so basically if he's able to get his horse archers and take out 2 boars on the map, that will get him to his maximum bounty, which is going to be putting him up to 15% villager food harvest rate, and his hunting cabins are obviously more effective. Now, a lot of Rus players would be building hunting cabins all over the map just to get the free gold, but against Mongols, it's just too risky. Because if they find them with a bunch of their scouts or horsemen, they can basically just get a ton of free resources off you, which is not fun at all. And obviously, you've lost your investment too, right? So scouts still moving about. We do have these 6 scouts moving up. A lot of good deer being brought back to the base, so the Rus are going to get a huge food boom here. But honestly, Cheese is like maybe going to get Castle Age ahead of him, man. That Mongols just get there so quick. And it has to do with the pastures, I suppose. Yeah, he's got the pasture economy going. The blacksmith is coming for the improved siege engineering. Looks like very, very cookie cutter kind of standard Mongol stuff here. So Archer's moving out for the Rus, trying to chase down the Khan, keeping him at bay. And yeah, the food economy for the Rus really picking up right now. Looking at income per minute, the Rus are now ahead. Obviously, the Grand Theft Venison is very, very good. But the Mongols are doing a little bit better on gold. And here comes the Abbey of the Trinity. So this is where shit gets pretty real for the Mongols. Pretty damn real. Only 1 archery range right now, but Wham is banking 500 wood, which means we're probably going to see 3 more archery ranges come out. That's pretty standard, right? Like 4 archery ranges, just spamming these bad boys out is very, very strong for sure. And what's great is you can use the scouts as a meat shield too for your first big fights, but in the meantime, just getting all the deer on the map, and this is really good. I mean, none of the deer are going to the Mongols, none of them, and that is 350 food a pop. Yeah, and these spearmen, I mean, can't really do a whole lot. They're just kind of waddling about. But keeping those spearmen alive is very important because you want to have them for the siege engineering to build like mangoes and springalds and, trebuchets and things like that. So, triple archery ranges here. The horse archers will be here in a moment. The Abbey of the Trinity is being power built by 7 villagers. Looking at eco for both players, it is 34 for the Wham, and for the Cheese, it is 32 as well. So, pretty similar. Nobody's got like 2 TCs or anything, so it's not going to be too crazy. And here comes the old archery ranges, making some basic archers, it looks like? No, I don't think so. No, just waiting for the horse archers. And the Mongols are hiding in the bushes. They wait, but the Rus have a shit ton of scouts. So if you look at the vision here, he's going to see them in a second if they get a little bit closer. And yeah, he sees the spearmen. He knows what's up. Should be able to run past them and, yeah, get the goods here. So the new age has begun. The warrior monk should be coming out quickly. Horse archer spam is going to be the priority, though. And in terms of resources, they're very cheap. They only cost 80 and 40, whereas basic archers are 30 and 50. It's really not that big of a food difference, especially with all the food he's getting. Look at the Khan. The Khan actually picks off a villager. Man, Khans, when they get to the Castle Age and later ages, can be very disruptive. The Mongols in the back have gotten the fully erect step readout. So basically, we have the 2 sweatiest civs in the game getting their top strategies executed. We're getting the step readout. Probably improved siege engineering is already done. So we see a mangonel in the base. Oh my god, you have to stop this. Oh no! Oh my god, that would have been game over. Dude, the mangonel popping all those villagers, brutal. And are the Rus going to be able to push this back? I mean, they need to for sure. It's going to be very micro-intensive. He didn't lose any villagers there, it didn't look like, but even still, very scary stuff. So the mangonel shooting in, spearmen rushing. This is going to take a lot of micro. Those horse archers are going to get picked on by those spearmen a little bit if they don't scoot and shoot effectively. Oh, but the Rus scouts with the steel chair in the back. They got the deer, but I don't think they care. I think you got to dive that mango. All right, so the mangonel is down. Ooh, that was a very, very clutch flank right there. Now the horse archers should be able to massacre these spearmen. Oh my god, that was stressful, dude. Look at the villagers. Oh, they're all so beat up right now. So the Rus are, it's really funny. Like, I've heard a lot of comments about the Rus actually fighting like the Mongols are supposed to fight. And it's very true. Like, Rus actually play like Mongols. They build mobile cavalry, they do all that sort of stuff. And whereas Mongols, the meta is just like infantry, which is hopefully, oh my god, he's mismicroing. He's leaving him still. He lost 4 horse archers right there. So the warrior monk is riding into battle. Oh, he's gonna Wolo low. Oh my god, are we gonna get a Wolo low in the force? We are. Oh, and it's going to force him off the mango. I love it. The dreaded offensive Wololo. And now he's setting up a wooden fortress here as the horse archers push back the spearmen. And is the warrior monk stuck? It looks like he's not. He's going to be going back to the base. There was a bug where the warrior monk would get stuck every now and then. This is a very, very tense game, man. Very, very back and forth. Another mango being set up in the back, but the positioning of these mango setups is rough. Wham sees this for sure. And he's going to move over there and pick off those spearmen. This is brutal, man. This is really brutal. The mangoes are not able to get up because mangoes are the counter against these horse archers. At least they have been as far as the players I've talked to. So, yep, looks like he's going to have to cancel that bad boy. So make sure to cancel it. You got to get your resources back. Oh, and I think he did cancel it. I think he's okay. But now the Rus can harass, and Mongols are not a civ that likes to be put on the back foot, for sure. Their defensive capabilities are okay because of the AM network, so they have that 15% speed buff, like all over the place. If we look at the networks, you can see here, the big ring. We got a big ring, so their army's very quick. But overall, it is quite scary. Yeah, the scouts were the saving grace there. I mean, that could have been... If one more mango shot had pounded these villagers, I think we could have seen a GG coming out. That was very close, dude. That was very close. The monk just chanting. Yeah, some epic forest chanting. So any upgrades for the Rus? Do we see a blacksmith as well? We do not see any upgrades coming out. Usually you'll see an attack damage upgrade for the Rus horse archers, but triple mangonel. I wonder if Rus are going to set up a siege workshop and get springalds to counter this. That could be pretty brutal, right? If you just torch the mangonels down, then the Mongol army would probably fold like paper here. In terms of upgrades for the Mongols, it looks like nothing really except the upgraded siege engineering. Now the Rus are just getting their horse archers, going to be doing a little bit of harrying. Could move in here and get some picks. And honestly, I would like to see that the horse archers get split in two groups and attack the Mongol base from two sides. I think that would be really hard for them to stop. Because the Mongol base is army is very potato speed. It's just like a bunch of springalds, right? And it looks like they do get one of those archers down there. Yeah, they get one of them down. And now we get the flank at the back. This guy, this is the true alpha of all the scouts. He's just carrying a deer carcass into battle. Yeah, pretty hilarious. So horse archers moving in, gonna get a little bit of eco damage, probably take out some villagers, and this is exactly what he needs to be doing. Don't fight the Mongols head on when they have the artillery advantage like this. Just harass their base. Like, horse archers are super annoying to deal with. He's lost a lot of villagers too. Looking at the eco right now, he's sitting at 36 economy, whereas Wham is sitting at 46. So Wham is super far ahead, and the steppe redoubt, oh no! And this is just what we talked about. Split your army into two groups, attack your opponent on multiple fronts. Mongols are getting massacred in villagers. Oh, that's so many losses. That's so many losses. He's going to be so behind. Also, his gold's going to be denied. And this very snail-paced artillery army isn't going to be able to do much here. Now, a couple horse archers are going down, but they're super expendable. They're a very, very cheap unit. And the Rus are also grabbing sacred sites? No, it looks like they're going for relics. They're maybe thinking about sacreds. A little bit hard to say. But the horse archers should be able to turn around and kill this Khan if he's not paying attention. Yep, looks like they could. And here they come. The Khan taking a couple shots, but he does use his speed arrow to get away. And in the meantime, the Mongols are pushing up. They're going to be trying to put the pressure back in, so here they come. Down goes the wooden fortress, and the veteran spearmen will be torching down that bad boy. Horse archers, though, with beautiful harass, man. Let's look at the eco damage overall. So Wham at 49 villagers, and she's probably down in the low 30s. Yeah, 32. Pretty rough for sure, pretty rough. And now springalds are being made. Man, I have to say, I'm super impressed with Wham's play. Been very, very clockwork. I mean, both players are playing very, very great, but I mean, he's doing super good against a very ferocious Mongol player here. So those guys get taken out, and the villager is still getting harried and harassed, just basically sacrificing his army to get as much eco damage as he possibly can, which I suppose isn't a bad idea. I mean, he's mustering a pretty good force in the back of his base here. He's got double springs, 2 more springalds coming out, and springalds will actually work like they're supposed to now. They're not just going to win the battle outright, but they will kill the enemy mangonels. Mangonel's getting shot. Springalds getting attrition down by the old Mango GPS, which is always fun. Spearmen rushing in. This is going to be very micro-intensive. Villagers are fleeing the scene, which is smart. And here comes the horse archers. A little bit of scooting and shooting. This is going to be a high micro situation. This is making my old decrepit hands stressed for sure. This one guy, look at this one hero springalt in the back. Just spawning right there. Oh, big shots. He dodges them. Very nice. And the springalts in the base are now getting shots. And no, they're going to get in range. They're going to get close. There's minimum fire distance. Oh my god. Wham with the huge outplay right there. And that is GG well played. His Rus will be claiming victory here in game 2. Oh man. Brutal. That is brutal indeed. GG. What great control, man. What great control. Yeah. So looking at the score, I mean, it was pretty back and forth. The Mongols were ahead. The Rus were ahead. It was a really good scrap, man. Really good scrap. Wham dealt with that initial harass very, very effectively. So let's go ahead and update these scorecards here. It is going to be 2 for the old Wham. It is best of 5, so the players will need to play another match here. Let's look at the resources overall as well. Look at the economy. That's always an interesting one. Pretty big gold advantage for the cheese, but yeah, you don't really need much gold for Rus. Like, you basically just need enough to build a couple, you know, spring ulds and your horse archers do the rest. GG, well played, man. That was a scrappy-ass game, wasn't it? Very scrappy indeed. All right. So let's see what's cracking. And perfect. Let's look here. Giving them the next maps here. And now we're on the Danube River. So the Mongols and Delhi are actually very good on this map. I'm curious to see if we're going to see some wild Delhi play. That would be very exciting. Even though they're a little bit kind of haggard right now, I still think they're very good because the fishing boats for the Delhi actually dominate the river, which is hilarious. Yeah. Dude, that was crazy. Yeah, I think horse archers need a slight nerf. They're a little bit overtuned for sure. But again, like, I think Mongols need to be looked at before the Rus are, you know? Yeah. But Mongols and Rus are definitely the strongest civs in the game right now. Definitely. So they can't be played again. They cannot repeat civs. So as we get deeper into this best of 5, they're going to be forced to play different things. Yeah. 2 scouts ruined the Mango's targeting computers. Yeah, sure looked like it. Sure looked like it. Yeah, playing RTS on controllers is brutal. I remember playing, what is it? What the hell was that? Yeah, the original Command and Conquer. I think I had that on PlayStation, and also I think StarCraft was on N64. Was it on PlayStation? I can't remember. Like the original StarCraft. Yeah, I remember playing that, and it was just so weird. Are there people? Can this game be played on Xbox? It can, can't it? None of these players are playing on a controller, right? That would be insane. The offensive dock for Delhi is pretty hilarious. Yeah, it could be. This is a Delhi map, guys. This is a Delhi map. The Delhi shop could be reopening for business here in this game. We'll see. So it looks like they're already in the next match. So let's jump in and observe this bad boy. China's good here too. Barbican to the Sun is really good in the river. Oh my god, it's a Delhi mirror match. Oh shit. Look at this. I really thought we would see like a China or something, but we have a Delhi mirror match. Holy shit. People weren't joking when they said Delhi was S tier on this map. I mean, I guess I'm just not good enough to make the best tier on this map. StarCraft was on N64. Split screen was fun. Yeah, I remember that. All right, guys. So we got the Delhi shop. Who's going to be the true Chad of this game and get the Dumbo? So we're going to get an immediate dock. The dock is being set up before a house even, which is very, very aggressive. And where is he going to be setting this up? So spawning in the northwest, it is going to be FTW Cheese. Currently down 0-2 in the series, but never out. Very, very strong player. And the other Delhi player is going to be doing the exact same thing. Pretty much identical build orders. Although this build order isn't going for lumber right away. And the Delhi fishing boats are coming for blood. Oh my god. Happy turn. I'm happy, but I'm also not happy because it's a mirror. Like, I don't like mirror matches. I feel like a game with 8 civilizations, one of the big shining points is the diversity of factions fighting each other. But, you know, it is what it is, man. I'll take it. It's a Delhi shop fight. And, you know, despite Delhi having its bugs and issues, this is fair, right? They're both playing Delhi. Nobody has any advantage over the other. Yeah. It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. All right, so build order is pretty much identical. 5 on wood here, and we have 6 on wood here, so it looks like a little bit more, and only 1 on food, just to barely produce enough to get the food. And fishing boats, I would imagine, will be coming very, very soon. So the players are actually a little bit ahead of us, so we can do some fast forwarding here in this game, as the first fishing boats are emerging for both players. Fishing boat here for Wham, a little bit delayed, so there will be a slight advantage for the fish here for the old cheese up on the top. Here, the lumber camp going hard. He does have the forestry upgrade being researched. Delhi, of course, gets all that for free. It looks like he was a little bit delayed on that. Forestry delayed here as well, so both players are getting their free research. And mining camp being set up as well, just to get to the next age. I like that there's a little bit of fast forwarding, so we can kind of push through these slower times. But overall, Cheese is doing a little bit better in the old river here. You see here he's got 4 fishing boats, and his opponent has 4 as well. It looks like he has caught up, but I think he's going to be getting a 5th one now. No, it looks like they're both just kind of chilling out at 4 fishing boats. I wonder if we're going to be seeing like a huge battle in the river. I might as well just rename this to the Mirror Match Tournament, which is pretty funny. But again, players who played in today's tournament, if you guys have any feedbacks on picks and bans, I'd be quite curious. I'm just trying out different formulas every week until we find one that everybody likes. Okay, there is going to be an outpost getting set up here. So it looks like Wham is going to be setting up an aggressive outpost. I think he needs to bring more workers in this, though. The problem is that the fishing boats might be able to shoot the villager. It depends on the range. We'll find out here in a second, but do a little bit of fast forwarding as that villager charges across the map. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, pulling slightly more resources. Oh my god, look! The wolves are attacking the villager. Delaying the tower rush. Dude, wolves are the most annoying shit in this entire game. Oh my god. He should probably just turn that villager and fight, to be honest. The villager with the spear could probably take it out a little bit quicker, but nonetheless, they are causing problems. So back up here, we do have the efficient production being researched. I would imagine the exact same thing going down here. Look at this. Wow. Wham did not even bother building the mosque. He's using his wood for probably his boats instead. I think that's quite clever. I mean, honestly, without Sanctity being Dark Age tech anymore, like, it doesn't feel super necessary, but Dome of Faith is going to be the landmark for both players. And is he still going to do that proxy? I don't think so. And if there's one thing I've learned from Wham today, it's that he really likes walling people in. And he's done it in pretty much every game and has been very successful with that. So right here, the scout's pulling back. The old dock still producing. And we got 6 fishing boats here for Wham. And for the Cheese Lord, we got 6. So he's getting there. And both players pretty much going step for step. And the mosque is going to be a little bit later. So this does give the opportunity for Cheese to get a faster, efficient production going for some early pressure. And look, guys, I'm not the only one who gets supply blocked. These top-level players are as well. You see? It's not just me. Players get supply blocked. It's not just me, I swear. Let's go and see if Wham is supply. Look at that. Wham is supply blocked also. Come on, man. Come on, man. Is Mista the final boss? Yes, Mista is watching, I'm sure, in the shadows. He's got like a giant, you know how like in those old movies, like villains always have these like giant leather chairs and like by a fireplace. He's probably sitting on something like that. Although Mista is our local hero though, so maybe he needs more of a hero kind of story. We'll find out. Perhaps one of these guys can be the villain in the story. All right, so we got 7 boats here. Over here we got 6. Very similar openings. Dome of Faith is about done for both players. The Dome of Faith has finished for Wham slightly ahead. And is he producing any dudes at the moment? Nope, looks like he doesn't have the gold for it. So the mosque is just going to be kind of bare bones here. No Sanctity being researched yet. Yeah, that's very strange. So a little bit of a mistake by Wham. He is not getting Sanctity. A huge mistake. I mean, whoever gets Sanctity first has a pretty big advantage. I would imagine Sanctity these will be canceled, Piety and Herbal Medicine. And he's going to get Sanctity like right away. Because on this map, it's very strong. Like getting this sacred site on the high ground is huge. So it looks like there is a tower being set up here, but it's just out of range of the fishing boats. Now, this is something that certainly takes a little bit of practice. The fishing boats can't quite reach that villager, and this is going to be very annoying. He might be able to shoot some of the boats here. He'll probably put scouts in there. We'll see. Looks like he's trying to get that villager down, but he can't quite get it. That's got to be pretty frustrating for sure. Now, 1 villager in an outpost isn't going to be enough to actually kill the fishing boats. I think you need actually 4 garrison units to do enough DPS to get through the healing of the dock. Oh, but there's an early Dow coming, but just barely finishing the outpost here as Cheese. That was really, really close. But the fishing boats are going to be zerging that Dow there. And also the outpost, if garrisoned. Ooh, where are these villagers going? He needs those villagers, or else the Dow is just going to be bullying him here. Because this outpost will do bonus damage against that Dow. But now he's just going to be losing boats most likely. Big mistake running those villagers away. Big, big mistake. Because now fishing boats are going to be going down here for the Cheese. And his outpost isn't doing anything. He needed to keep those villagers. That was a huge mistake. Because outposts do bonus damage against ships when they're garrisoned, if I'm not mistaken. All of his little fishing boats turn around. But this is like, his entire food economy is shut down right now, all to try and kill 1 fishing boat. And there is going to be an aggressive building of the Delhi shop here. Yeah, so there's going to be a dock coming up, which is going to provide healing to this bad boy. Now, both players still supply blocked. It's like the longest supply block I've ever seen. You know, everyone, this is just Turn playing on 2 accounts and commentating. Oh, what gave me away? Was it the double supply block? Yeah, that must have been it. No, I'm definitely not this good. All right, so the Dows are set up here. I think the river is going to be lost. I think an arrow emplacement was set up here. Yeah, so he did get the arrow slits on his tower here, and it should be able to do some good damage against the boats. But even still, this is quite painful. That outpost isn't going to deal with it all on its own. And fishing here, there's only 6 boats, and there are more. There are 8 for the Cheese Lord. Yeah, that 1 boat, though, just going balls deep for the kill, hunting them down. But the Dow should fall, which that sounds like I'm watching like some economics news or something. But nonetheless, Sanctity is not being researched. It is. And over here, we do see Sanctity. Yep, so both players are doing it. And now it looks like there's going to be a Castle Age coming in. So both players have enough to go Castle Age. Yeah, Cheese is actually going to go Castle Age behind this. So House of Learning is coming. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing Compounded the Defender. Dude, look at this. Oh my god. So the Dow actually survives. And up here, we do have another dock set up by Cheese, which is a very smart play, and another outpost being set up. So the dreaded Delhi river fight continues. No Castle Age, though, for old Wham. Looks like Wham does not have a lot of gold. He's been spending money on these combat boats, which aren't super expensive, but they still cost 90 gold, so it is going to be slowing down your Castle Age. And it looks like he's fully committing to trying to shut down the river. Now, there is an outpost coming up, but I don't know if it's going to be fast enough. He's just going to do a ride-by right here, and I think this Delhi fishing fleet up here could be in danger, especially if this outpost doesn't finish in time. but you need to garrison villagers when you're defending your docks. So if all 4 of these villagers garrison in here, that might be able to fend off this attack. Look at that. He's even bringing a villager and setting up a gate here, yeah. He needs to garrison it. He needs to garrison it. Okay, he gets in there. And now look at the damage on the boat. Look how brutal those villagers can be against the fishing boats, right? Or the attack boats, excuse me. Very, very good garrison right there. He should be able to pull... I would probably maybe pull back down river at this point with these boats. Like, go back down here and just start fishing here again. I think that would be the play. Because sitting here and just getting popped by these guys isn't yielding any fruit, that's for sure. House of Learning is up, and we have the extra population upgrade coming. The curved blades is being left for last because it's just shit now because it takes like 15 minutes to finish. So basically you're like in the Imperial Age and your opponent's rolling up with like cannons and you're just there with like your swords like, I'm ready to fight now. Yeah. All right, a lot of fishing boats dying here. I think he could have just fled down river. Looks like this outpost here might be able to finish off the Dows. In terms of Castle Age, are we seeing Castle Age tech for Wham? No, Wham is just going ballistic here in the feudal ages. He's getting some extra hard spearmen, which takes 3 minutes to research. That's so rough, man. Delhi just has so many disadvantages against other civs, but I guess on this map, the fact that they can control the rivers is really, really big. So yeah, a couple fishing boats here. I would imagine he's going to kind of pump his brakes on the fishing. It looks like, yeah, he's hitting the berry bushes pretty hard now, so I think he's kind of giving up on the river economy a little bit for now. What military tech are we seeing here? We're seeing a market being set up to trade resources. The housing technology is on the way. And yeah, fishing boat's still kind of bringing some resources, but Sanctity has finished. And now Wham is going to be using his superior military here in the feudal ages with double archery range and double barracks to take control of the sacred sites. Yeah, that's very good. I mean, that's like old school Delhi, right? Except it just now takes place in the Castle Age instead of the Dark Ages. And it looks like a couple archers coming in. He's got this walled off too. He's got river control with the boats. It's going to be really hard for a military for Cheese to move down there. I think Cheese needs to come up here, wall this shit off, and take that sacred site. Otherwise, his opponent's going to be getting 200 gold a minute for free right here, right? Which is going to be devastating. So, yeah, full river control, though. He's got a Dow kind of parked at every single one of these little outposts here. And look at this, another dock being set up. Oh my god, he's just being so oppressive here in the river. Showing no mercy. Clearly, he has practiced this matchup on several occasions. So back up here, what military tech are we seeing? The House of Learning is getting those techs, albeit very slowly. Is he going to be sending a scholar up here to get the sacred site? Doesn't look like it. Looks like Cheese is very much on the is he going Imperial? Like he's banking 900 food and 300 gold. His gold, yeah, he's putting a lot into it. He's obviously getting his eco upgrades here where he can. In the meantime, the Dows are patrolling the river, making sure that the fishing economy can't get back online. We have the triple military ships just punishing. So the last of Cheese's river presence is pretty much gone. Yeah, pretty much gone. Although he does have this nice little outpost here. And that can provide a little bit of support as these boats try and sail by. But he's got the outpost to heal these boats. So we can just kind of keep pulling back and healing, which is very, very brutal, man. Man, the river has been crazy. Yeah. It has been crazy indeed. So now the scholar's going to be coming up here to grab the sacred. Very, very good response. I would have liked to have seen a couple spearmen up there to build some walls here. I really hope we also see compound of the defender. Oh, yeah. Wham, getting the compound of the defender, baby. So this is really good. Basically, he can build stone walls now. And look at these, he's going mass stables. Interesting. So I'm learning a lot about Delhi today. Perhaps the old ways of Delhi and the House of Learning are gone, and the House of Wisdom is no longer a thing. And the compound of the defender is now our new best friend. So he's going to be stonewalling his opponent for sure. He's going to probably stonewall the river. Oh my god, the double Dumbo! How did I miss that? Where's his... Okay, he's got a scholar and he's making the Dumbo rush. Oh yeah, baby. Let's go. Let's go. So I think the response to Dumbos is going to be horsemen. And you might ask why, but horsemen do bonus damage against ranged targets, and tower war elephants do count as ranged. And now the Dumbos are marching to war, guys. Holy shit. Yeah, look at that. Sacred Site has been taken. He's going to be popped by those archers for sure, though. So good night, sweet scholar. And we do get the Dumbo rush. So they're marching across, going to be looking for blood. And more fishing boats are being built as well by Cheese. Definitely would like to take the Sacred Site. He's going to need to get something over there. But just the one military production Dumbo, dude. Oh, man. That's some crazy shit. Let's look at income per minute. Wham is quite ahead now. He's obviously dominated the river pretty heavily. And the Dumbos, they have their window of strength, but they need to do something quicker. I guess he's going to be trying to bully this position and like push his opponent out of the side. Obviously, the archers on top of the Dumbos can do pretty good against the boats, but yeah, he's going to go for the dock here. This sacred site has been taken up on the high ground, and there is a mighty Dumbo coming to try and salvage that, but I don't think he's going to make it in time. So Dumbo's going to take out this dock here, which is okay. It's all right. So looking for the compound of the defender. Is stone being mined by the Wham? Yes, it is, albeit very slowly, but you don't need too much. Yeah, he's got a stone wall right here to try and keep Dumbos at bay. He does also have a Bagla, which is a kind of a Springald-based warship. And yeah, the Dumbos are slowly picking off the old Dows up here. It's a slow process, but they'll get there. And taking those out is quite nice. Score is very even right now. It's a relatively even game, but I feel like the Dumbos might fall off a little bit. We'll see. And this Dumbo just kind of chilling here. He's going to have to resecure that sacred site. I would love to see some walls up here, but I have a feeling the cheese is going to get stonewalled in. We do see some light farms coming, and the fishing economy is kind of back in business. So Cheese's food economy will pick back up right now. He did leave one Dow here, and now we got a bunch of Lancers and Spearmen coming in. These elephants might be in danger. Yeah, that is a lot of Spearmen, guys. And yeah, they were kind of sorely out of position. Just sitting there in the corner for that whole period of time. Ouch, man. That is really painful. Yeah, they take down one Lancer, but in the end, losing double Dumbo, that's going to be GG well played. He calls the game right there. And guys, Wham is looking to be the hunter of Mista. We'll see if they meet in the next tournament, but that is it. GG well played. Man, Dumbo tried, but it just, Wham just had control of that game. Yeah, score was actually relatively even there until the end, but that was crazy. We didn't get to see the big epic Stonewall. We did not. So what do you do against Dumbo? Well, you just, I love it. Veggie in chat is like, what do you do against Dumbo because of the chat delay? And then like 10 seconds later, the Dumbos just get like massacred by a bunch of spearmen. Well, there's your answer, dude. Yeah, crazy, huh? All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That is the victor for today is going to be Wham. Hopefully he'll correct me on his name. With decisive wins across the board. So going to the top 4, Wham is going to be winning the $150 cash prize for today's tournament. Congratulations to him. And he is our champion for this week. Joining the Hall of Fame here in the old Gran Turino weekly tournament. Going to be trying to get a bigger tournament as well in January. I think I'm going to aim for like a big Chungus tournament with a big prize pool. So we'll see. We will see. Yeah, Wham went beast mode today. It's weird. I don't know if I had seen him in my previous tournaments. How many games? This was a best of 5. So they basically, all the series today were sweeps. That's why the stream seemed a little bit shorter. It's only 2 hours and 26 minutes. So yeah, normally my streams are pretty crazy and long, but all of them were sweeps. Which, you know, I can go and have my night now. I'm going to go hang out with my smoking hot wife and we're going to, you know, we're going to live it up. It's going to be good. Yeah, the Dumbos needed some support. They needed some men-at-arms or like ground-based troops to kind of protect them. Yeah. That was the problem. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for the donations and support. As always, you guys are the best. Congratulations to the Wham 01. He has won. Delhi has emerged. We had an HRE mirror match in the finals. We had a Delhi mirror match. Just the weirdest shit in the world, but nonetheless, they have made it. And that's going to be it. All right, guys. Take care of yourselves. We'll be back streaming tomorrow, but tomorrow is going to be Total War Warhammer. And then on Sunday, I might do a nighttime stream. I'm not going to be streaming during the day. I'm going to be going probably hiking with the lady, but I might do one at night on Sunday night, just kind of a casual shoot the shit stream. But yeah, I got videos coming and all sorts of good stuff. Yeah, it's great, man. It's great. What about the smoking hot chat? Springholds aren't dead. They're meant against artillery now. Pleasure the misses, as we say on the job site. It's funny. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. See you next time. Thank you so much for joining. And that is it for today.